Hello, fair listener. Welcome and thank you for following our journey on metagaming by Rum Propelled Gaming. Fair warning, sometimes we are not safe for work, and others not safe for real life. Journey forth at your own risk. Now let's dive right back into Tarath through the campaign Many Polos.
To the primordials. Under the collapsed sky, where the primeval sits upon their throne.
Mm-hmm.
Did I forget anything?
And it's located in the pristine sea.
Pristine city in the pristine sea.
That doesn't really, I didn't say pristine city, more so the pristine sea. That was the only thing.
Okay. So that's, then I got everything else. Just, I screwed up the pristine city and forgot the sea.
As long as you
Is
got
that right?
the Xiao Fan as well.
Yeah, Xiao Fan.
Xiao Fan, yeah.
I don't know if that's the pronunciation you're going for. I'm usually pretty bad with tonals, but that sounded decent to my ear, weirdly.
Yeah, tonals are I'm still learning Vietnamese, and I get made fun of quite constantly right now.
Vietnamese has 5 tones?
No, not really. I mean, you mean just the tones, maybe? Yeah. I've not really.
I was just trying to remember.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've looked at an article about it.
I've never thought of it like that because I've been learning it as one does a language from the alphabet to at least that's the way I've been taught to do it, and so I kind of have to go through it chronologically in my mind and do, the alphabet, how each one of those sound, what they start sounding like when you start combining with the letters, and so on and so forth. So I don't think of it as tones, essentially, because my brain would not be able to comprehend until I get farther along and hear the word, and then am able to kind of recreate it for that reason, because that's just how my brain interprets meaning, because that's how we were told that words mean things,
Yeah, totally. For a while, I was deeply into this thing called, at the time, called Where Are My Keys, which was supposed to be a language learning game that was designed as a process language and like a game, loosely defined, to help you learn languages learn usefully languages really quickly.
Where are my keys? What does that entail?
It was a number of things. I had a lot of techniques, which was part of the process language, was you do technique, blah, 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 blah. And it uses sign language to give yourself total physical response, so that help you really sink it into your brain. But it's essentially a constructed language that you can walk up on anybody, even people who don't know you're playing the game, but who have the language you're trying to learn. Play the game with them. It'll roughly look like normal speech. Once you're fully proficient in it, it'll seem just like normal speech, and pick up the language. So the first round has been forever since I looked at this. The first round was all things like, what's that? Those are my keys, et cetera, various variations of that, until you get to whose keys are those?
Right.
Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Where are my keys?
The tricky thing about even some of those things when it comes to language is something that we don't have a lot of in ours is a formal language. We do, but not to the extent that any other culture really does, in my opinion, because there are even in German and some of the earlier Latin languages, well, maybe not so much Latin itself, I don't know, you'd have to speak to that more than me, but when it comes to German...
Yeah, there's liturgical Latin.
There's a
different thing. Liturgical Latin is people mispronouncing Latin and using shitty Latin grammar.
I mean, isn't that all high Isn't that all high forms of language? I mean, you could
Yeah.
say that high English is just newscaster English,
No.
right?
So
If
Well,
you take,
mm,
I say it's the cadence, tone, and verbiage that newscasters use.
it would be
well,
it'd
so
be more
oh, go ahead.
appropriate to equate it to the levels of rank in the military, is how serious they take it, is what I would equate it to. Actually, you would not
Yeah.
call your somebody above you in the military, hey dude, like you'd get punished for that. And then the same thing would be happening in their culture, probably not to the extent that the military might punish you, but still people frown that hard, yeah, on you.
Well, and as you point out, we do encode formality into our language by means of idiom and diction.
Yeah.
But like the formal linguistic kind of term in Indo-European languages specifically, for what you're talking about, is the TV distinction, and it's the fact that from the Indo-European, a lot of languages have two second-person pronouns, one starting with a sound derived from t, and the other with a sound derived from v. So, for example, in Spanish, you have tú and usted. And you see that in a bunch of Indo-European languages.
Yeah.
English did used to have it. Ironically, we flip it because it used to be that words like ye and you were the formal register, were the v, and thee and thou, which were the t, were familiar. But now, because that's considered old, we flipped it, and thee and thou sounds more formal to us than ye and you. Sumerian actually had essentially a different language.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhat analogous to how like Japanese has women's Japanese, and Sumerian had women's language, and a few other ones that were almost completely different languages.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking also to come back to when you're talking about all of this, pronouns again, obviously, as it's the hot topic still these days for our language, but we've simplified it so much that it's kind of ridiculous. When I'm learning Vietnamese, it's so hard for me to understand it sometimes because of this, because you would refer to yourself dependent upon the situation of who you're talking to. So if you're talking to somebody older than you, you would refer to yourself as em. If you were talking to somebody younger than you, you'd refer to yourself as an, which means older brother, essentially, and em means younger brother or sister, and you would only refer to a sister as em, or chi if she's older than you, never an. And that's just within this little frame of reference. Once you start going to any male that's older than you, then they're bo, which is father, or like that, and or you have ong, which is all the way up to grandfather, and you would refer to other, like you're referring to people that you don't even know, but you know that they're older than you as this. That's how they speak regularly.
Mm-hmm. I've looked at one conlang that I think picked this up from a language from this continent, but I'm not sure, where the pronouns had a roughly analogous to English sort of person and formality complexity, but they all had a suffix attached to them that described how you felt about the person.
Felt?
So it would be like, he
That's
beloved,
wonderful.
you hated, like,
Interesting.
etc. It was created as a women's language by a second wave feminist, and science fiction author, actually, who gave her name to an award for science fiction poetry that My Sweetie's Poetry was just nominated for. I swear I wasn't planning to brag about my sweetie when I started that sentence. But yeah, I can dig that up and put it in the chat. It's a really fascinating language.
It sounds interesting.
Also, I love my friends. On Facebook, somebody named Nettle Lashings just sent me a friend request. It's a great name.
I've seen that name somewhere. I don't remember where now. But I agree, it is a great name.
Is that the suffixes? No.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. What's up?
Oh, I was just reading some of the messages, making sure that I was staying up to date with other people that are showing up. Hi, by the way, Olivia.
Ah.
Know that you jumped in there.
No, it's cool. I definitely butted in the middle of that conversation. I probably should.
Oh no,
So my apologies.
you were perfect.
I was just making sure who all's attending today because I needed to. I don't know if that was intentional.
I just posted a site about Laran, the language that I was talking about.
Oh. It took me a second to realize that those were relative to each other. I just was like, Laden. I thought it might have just been a noise for a moment. I misheard
No,
something.
that was me overemphasizing the tone so that I made sure to get it in.
Yeah.
It's a falling tone in the first syllable.
Is it? Because that looks like a rising tone to me, if that's the right mark.
So the orthography is kind of weird.
Oh.
So whichever, when they do doubles like that, whichever one has the accent is the one that's high. So
okay, I see.
Falling tone would be A accent followed by A on accent, and a rising tone would be A on accent followed by A accent.
Interesting.
Which is not an orthography I've seen anywhere else. I think it might be an orthography they used for some languages from this continent. There's a lot of when I look at vocabulary from some of the languages here, in Roman characters, there's a lot of doubled vowels.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's an orthography for that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it has multiple words for friend, multiple words for menstruation. It's one of my favorites is Dor Ladim, which is like, to try to say it quickly, it's kind of like overindulgence in something because it's the only thing you have enough control over to use to honor yourself.
Huh. That's a concept to grasp.
It's specifically came out of her feminism.
Yeah.
And it's one of the terms that she coined that really doesn't have anything like it in what she would call men's language.
Some supplementary. I was just clicking through some of the links on it.
Oh yeah, it's got some fascinating stuff in there.
The one that I've been tempted to learn is Scottish Gaelic. But I gotta focus on my Vietnamese first, and then I can go back to other languages. And then I see all those TikToks of the polyglots that are up to like 12, and I cry a little inside because I want to do that. That would be great.
I don't know how people do. Like, you'd have to live with people that speak those languages. Like, it's really, really hard to study a language and not become fluent if you're not around people you can speak with. Or in, like, whatever digital communities. You have to, like, find places where people are speaking those languages fluently, where they'll, tolerate you.
My favorite thing to tell people nowadays is it's called tandem partners usually, but you can find a lot of apps related to that these days, and it's you basically I think the one that I know, is it that? It's not Hello Talk. I think that's something else.
Hello Talk, my old friend.
I think it is Hello Talk. Hello Talk, I believe, is the right one. Yes, it is. But that's the one that I use a good bit because you'll find people from all around the world that have their own language, but they want to learn English or another language. And you find somebody that has the language you want to learn and that wants to learn your language, which works out really well for English speakers because a lot of people from around the globe want to learn English, whereas we want to learn their languages.
That's fair.
So it's a lot of fun too because you talk to strangers, on the internet that are interesting.
Strangers on the internet who are interesting?
Yeah.
What?
Well, it's not unlike how we met,
True. By the way, can you put a link to the Roll20? It's for some reason not showing up for me.
The Beyond
like,
one?
No, the game in Roll20. When I go to my games, it's not showing up.
We're not in Roll20.
We're not?
No.
What are we in? Oh, that's right, we're in Astral. God damn it. I'm gone for like 2 seconds, and look what happens to my brain.
That's what I was
Alright, I found it. I found it.
Hello, folks.
Wrong campaign, though.
I see it. We got a Johnny and a George now.
Hello.
Ew.
Hello.
Thought I'd seen somebody else pop on and disappear for a second too.
Jess is. Her computer's being stupid.
Oh, okay.
Is it 20 after 7? Are we that late?
No, it's only
No.
1 after 7.
Somebody has some really pretty birds in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, can you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, my window's open because it's like 60 degrees out today.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we get to 74, I think, but I think it's dropping again because it looks kind of rainy out. Like it's gonna start.
A glorious 84 out here on the West Coast. Give me that heat.
I mean, so I live in an apartment complex with an outdoor pool, and they just like put all the pool chairs out and like it's all set up to open this weekend. So on Saturday it was like 95 degrees, and then it stormed Sunday, and now it's 60. And I'm like, where was this pool this past weekend, guys? It was 90 degrees out. That would have been wonderful.
It was right there. The pool didn't move.
Yeah, but it wasn't available. Supposedly they're going to open it this weekend, but I don't think it's going to be nice until like Monday. The
Sad
forecast
face.
says 80s. Yeah, and I mean, it'll be open all summer. It'll be fine, but yeah, the 80-degree weather is good for something.
Yeah, there's a pool at at the house where I'm staying, which used to be my grandmother's house before she died. And I definitely want to get a pool party together at some point.
Okay.
I think that's a great idea.
Right?
I think we have everyone that's going to be here today too now. I was just looking to see, but there is one other Zolas that might, I don't know if she intended to click that
I
or
saw
not.
that weird vote.
Yeah. Yeah, she was like, one's attending Chauvin's attending his daughter's preschool graduation, so
Oh.
Can
Yeah.
anybody explain to me why that's a thing?
because
I don't
they're-
I'm not mad at
No.
Chauvin or his children in particular, but why do we have graduation ceremonies for preschoolers?
Because they're cute.
Because it's cute.
Looking in
Well,
at them. What was that, George?
Just an adorable photo op.
It seems like there's a
Okay.
graduation for each level of major education. Like there's one, and then there's like a middle school one.
Yeah, I guess this is why it's
It's
probably
new-
good I
it's-
don't have kids.
You
I'm
don't
the
deserve
youngest
to
one here, I didn't
graduate.
think that.
Mm.
No, not fucking preschool. Get out of here. You showed up
Right.
every day and did finger painting, and you only showed up because your like parents made you go.
I don't even think I went through preschool.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know a couple kids around here just like didn't do preschool, just went like right to first grade. Like preschool didn't happen.
You mean kindergarten?
Whatever. Mm. Yeah.
Did
They
you
just-
not even have kindergarten? You just went right into first grade?
I don't know. No, I might have had kindergarten.
No one remembers. Who cares?
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember having a Halloween party and building with giant cardboard bricks, but I don't know if that counts.
Yeah.
I remember way too much. I enjoyed preschool, but kindergarten was a bit
Are
of
you
a blur.
serious? You can remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah, how do you remember all of that?
I don't know.
I don't think I remember much before high school. I don't remember much of high school.
I've tried to drink it away. It doesn't work.
Keep drinking. It
You
has
just
to
haven't
eventually
shoved-
work.
Maybe I'm
You
good
just
with-
haven't put enough new information into your brain yet, Josh.
That's not a thing.
Maybe-
I
maybe
don't
You
know.
have available hard drive.
I think it's like that thing where it's like you create a story in your mind and it's easier to remember. Mine just continually keeps creating that story, and it's like, well, because of that, and because of that, and because of that, and it just keeps doing that like repeatedly for my entire life. You know, so if I
maybe
remember,
since I was... Sorry.
I
Go
was just
ahead.
gonna say, if I remember one thing, then it kind of triggers this train of memories from other things.
Maybe I was just so socially detached, like before, like high school. I just didn't like nothing ever stuck. Like I don't know. Remember, I was using my teeth in t-ball.
Losing your teeth in t-ball. Hey, I lost my teeth in tag.
Ooh.
Yeah, Liz pushed me into a pine tree in our yard. I know she didn't mean to, but we were kids. We were running around. We were also very ungraceful. And I took a bite out of a tree and left some teeth behind.
Yeah, you guys
That
seem to hurt
deep?
each other a lot.
Me and Liz have
Anyways,
no grace. Yeah, Liz has a little bit of grace, but I
she
think
gets dragged down by you two.
yeah, a little bit.
It's okay, I have negative grace as well.
I mean, I have a few friends named Grace.
Are they graceful?
Yes, I think so, yes.
I hope so. Maybe being given the name Grace or dubbing the name Grace offers an extra skill in grace.
See, I'm the type of person who I go to work where I play with fire and electricity all day, and then I come home and hurt myself.
I couldn't do that. I have hurt myself so much doing activities like that.
I hurt myself today.
It's a good song.
Damn good song.
Good soup.
Good soup. Hey, we're eating soup.
My mom made soup too.
I found vegetarian gumbo with like fake sausage. I need to eat that at some point.
I was gonna say that sounds really good.
Yeah.
We actually tried. What was it? Impossible Burger.
Oh yeah.
I thought
Oh
it was
yeah,
really
they're good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a vegetarian, so I've been eating Impossible Burger whenever I can get fast food.
Well, we grew up around meat eaters, and like vegetarian stuff doesn't seem. It's not a thing. Oh my god! If you mention that around my stepdad,
Yeah.
he just looks at you like you've lost your mind, and I'm like. Every other animal on the planet eats veggies. They aren't bad.
Humans have to eat veggies.
Yeah.
And my favorite
I
comment
had a-
about it. My favorite comment
Go
about
ahead.
it is if you eat a hamburger for the meat, why do you put all those vegetables on it?
I don't.
Oh, see, he doesn't.
Cheese on
It's
mine.
meat and cheese, and then that's it. And his vegetable of choice is a potato in any form.
I had a friend in college tell me that vegetables taste green.
Green tastes delicious.
I
think so.
I like vegetables that taste like meat.
Wait, what is it?
I told my
Veg-
mom once I like vegetables that taste like meat. After she made, because she always complains I won't eat my veggies unless she makes the stew.
Oh. The stew. I know this stew.
The stew. Like that?
Yeah.
No, it's part soup.
It's called fart soup.
Basically, my grandfather makes stew,
It's a
and he
vegetable
never made
stew,
it the
yeah.
same way, and still managed to make it taste the same.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, when you're an AA plus, like A plus 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 cook, you never follow a recipe. You just kind of throw shit together and.
Yeah, but it's not even like
It
he was
tastes
using the
delicious.
same ingredients and he didn't measure shit. I mean, like, he literally could make it with, like, anything, and it would taste the same.
Yeah, I watched him make it with like fresh ingredients once. Tasted great. And then I watched him make it with like all canned goods, and it tasted the same.
How long did he cook
A good
for?
broth will do that.
Also, my mom had, like, tried to make it for, like, 5 years and was unsuccessful at making it taste the way it was supposed to for so long.
I bet he had a secret ingredient he never told anybody, so he could never be upstaged.
Oh, I'm fucking asking him. Next time I'm up there, I'm asking him like, "Pa, we gotta make fart soup, and I'm gonna watch you. You are never leaving my sight."
Mom just makes it now because she's actually either figured out what he puts in it or he told her.
The secret.
Does he make it in the same pot every time?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's the secret.
It's not, though. It's made in a fucking
It's made in a crock pot.
crock
And
pot, and I've known he's had several crock pots since.
yeah, I've had to buy him 3 of them.
Yeah, there's some kind of umami flavor or something that he is using. You guys are not aware of.
We will find
Some
out.
kind of
and then
umami.
we'll find out. We'll
Yeah.
report back.
Watch it be like, what is it, fish sauce?
Oh yeah.
Wash your sister sauce.
Or like a sardine or something?
I don't think my grandfather's big on seafood.
I don't know. He'll eat fried fish. He'll eat it if it's covered in batter.
Or like A1
The same
sauce.
way.
I remember
Fish?
fried fish.
I've never put A1 on fish.
No,
You-
I mean
wait.
like in the stew. That would be.
Honey, does that mean
Oh
you
yeah,
ate
it might be
any
A1
fish
or
at
Worcestershire
one
or
point?
whatever.
Wash your sister sauce.
Oh, I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, Johnny was able to eat fish previously. He like grew into this allergy.
Oh no.
It's
Weird.
probably his extended exposure working at Kroger.
Allergies do develop, and they are generally more so because you're an overexposed of one thing or the other than more than you actually are like. Unless it's something hereditary, you know, like peanut allergies or shellfish or stuff like that.
But I have recently found out that the little pokey prods on shrimp's butts, if you get poked with those so much, there's actually some type of toxin in them, and it could form an allergy.
How
And I-
often have you been stabbed by those?
Oh, I can't even ballpark.
No.
You ever heard of the what's it called, the tiger shrimp? Mantis
Yeah.
shrimp. Mantis shrimp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can see like a bunch of different colors, right? Or is that the
Yeah, and they can supersonic punch. Like they can literally punch so hard the water that they punch breaks the sound barrier.
Yeah.
Okay, I know my next character.
So if you give a valid analogy for being overexposed, does that just mean all vampires at one point were super into sunbathing?
Maybe.
All
They love
vampires are Italian? Is that what you're saying?
That makes
'Cause
sense,
garlic?
actually. That makes
Yes,
sense.
they all loved the sun. They all had garlic on every meal,
and
and then one day it was just too much.
And they were strict Catholics until they weren't.
and supposedly that's, I mean, kind of where, you know, Dracula and the origins of that. It was northern Italy, granted, which didn't see as much sun and all that probably, but still Italy.
Dracula was Transylvanian.
Which is like modern day Transylvania. When did Transylvania become a thing?
But no, what I'm saying is that's not from anywhere near Italy. That's
Isn't it not?
way over near Turkey.
Romania.
Yep.
Well, Dracula was loosely inspired
Tech-
by Vlad
Right.
the Impaler, who
hmm
Turks and the Ottomans at one point. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I just-
Technically, he ruled Wallachia.
Mm. I knew it was Vlad the Impaler, but I was blanking on some of that other intermittent details. Maybe my addled brain related Rome to Romania.
There's reason for that.
Ray Romano.
Yes. Romania is descended from the Roman province of Dacia. And Romanian is a Romance language. Romanian, rather.
Mhm.
So there is reason why it's called Romania and reason why you were confusing it.
Yeah.
It's just not in Italy.
Wow, Serbia's a lot more south than I would have thought.
Mm,
Yeah, it's like right on the water, right?
No, it's not touching any of the oceans or seas there, but
Okay.
I went to do my test rolls and they have failed.
oh no.
Yeah, I like roughly use Europe as a way to organize the countries in my D&D setting. In one of the continents in my D&D setting. So Romania would be the dwarf kingdom, and Serbia would be the owlin country, and Greece below them would be the gnomes. Gnomish city-states.
Do they have characteristics of those lands too? Of like like
Vaguely.
that is interesting.
Yeah. I'm not trying to like just make dwarves are Romanian, right? But I will pull bits from the
Right.
cultures of where they are.
Nice.
Dwarves are also like interstellar decomposers, but they're the larval form. So dwarves don't die of old age. They metamorphose into Bayaki and probably kill a bunch of people and then fly away. And that's what death by old age is for a dwarf.
Sounds awesome.
That's epic, yeah.
And
Hold up. I might have this fixed, maybe.
and gnomes are descended from dwarves who had babies with mer bunnies. So it's also true of gnomes, and then gnomes took trollish wives, and that was the gnolls. So it's also true of gnolls. And then one group of gnolls tried to rip out the part of them that was tame and obedient, and that became humans. So it's also true of humans.
Well, this sounds like a very strong characteristic that's passed down no matter what.
It weakens and gets weirder. Like the humans, it's like 1 in 8 humans who die of old age will transform into a thing, and it's kind of weak and not really super effective because it's not transforming into an actual animal. It's just a vestigial transformation gene.
Oh.
Not to interrupt, but can we get into the game now?
I was just going to say and bring up the fact that I don't know if you noticed Chauvin sent you his story, even though he couldn't make it today. That you so he had related that to Warren as well. I'm assuming,
Yes.
as in character. I mean, because that was an in character request, but he just wanted to give it a second to mull over. But Nuisance, looks like you're getting the chance to go for inspiration for today's theme today, which I don't know if you got the chance to read there or come up with anything on.
It was. What was it again?
What was the first time you'd run into the most influential figure in your past? Then a story about it, how that happened.
First of all, is Craig supposed to be on and recording?
Thank you.
Is that a thing?
It's always good to have a reminder here. I think he changed his thing. Yeah, he did. It's now a backslash.
Discord changed, I think.
Now recording.
Fucking Craig.
Such a sexy voice, Craig. I missed that voice.
Oh, double doors are weird and
Dumbledore is weird. Fucking eugenicist.
It is what I heard too. Dumbledore is weird.
the double doors are weird and things.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
Bulldog.
French doors.
No, more like you have like a small room in between two doors.
Before you start moving Warren too, I figure I ought to tell you about what happened last time and what you experienced in this particular room, because I don't. Your character would remember this, but basically you were sitting there while you watched your companions bicker and fight over breakfast, and about letting Alfred go through this teleportation circle and into another room that he didn't quite disclose where it would go, other than that it was going to go to a Chull who was supposed to help you guys find a map of this portion of hell, and so that they can relate to you the information of how to release Loki from his prison. And
Okay, lots happened. To start off, Alfred the guy almost killed.
yes, correct. So that's why you were kind of hanging back during these debates and just munching on your breakfast that came through on the Hellhound from Nobunaga, and that's who had actually been able to relay this information about the Chull, because Nobunaga realized, hey, who the hell's ordering all this food? Is it the Shadow Seekers? It's probably the Shadow Seekers, and then just went on to a tangent of where they can find, because they knew Meriel was searching for Loki, and if they'd found their way here, then this is probably them as well. So that's probably the first time, Nuisance, you'd heard this band of individuals referred to, though, as the Shadow Seekers. So that's also news for you, something that had been declared before.
The Shadow Seekers are... say it again. Who are they?
The group of individuals you've found yourself with, basically.
Oh, my new people who are trying to kill me.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know. I guess I'm one of them now.
Wait, I thought he was
One
on
of
one of the
us.
bookshelves reading a book.
Yes, yeah. We recanted that a little bit for him,
Eat
too.
the knowledge.
Is that he
Eat it!
gone...
I definitely want to make a
Or
character that thinks
They had
that
gone
works.
through... Nuisance had gone through and word searched all the books to get what they were looking for, and from Warren's perspective, you just seen this owl rip apart this bookshelf, basically, and read through each
Rip
book.
it apart and like pick up a crystal key it carries with it in its beak and trace a sigil on the cover of the book repeatedly and sort of stare at it for a bit and then throw it away and repeat. Well, do that like a bunch of times and then throw the book away and then do it again with the next book.
Jack is going to take a sip to him of his infinite flask and goes, "That was weird." Just like semi-unfazed.
So I guess that's a time to transition into the story for the inspiration. Which remind me, I have to spend this session. It doesn't carry over.
Correct.
Question mark. But
Yeah.
I want a horde.
Sorry. Sorry. One person could become too powerful, and you'd get to a boss fight, and you guys would all use them all at once. I know how it would work.
I mean, we are here to become gods.
True.
He's planning a TPK. He's gonna take us out. Ah!
I managed to roll a 100 on my d20. Serious, guys.
Totally legit rolls. I saw it.
What are you playing? 3rd edition?
Oh, you know I have a magic d20 that rolls 4 other d20s for me?
I do have a d20 inside a d20. That's a cool die I have.
That is epic.
Oh, is it in there like loose?
Yeah. It's designed. It was created during like 3rd edition so that you could not have to worry about a separate roll to confirm crits.
Oh, that's
Except
cool.
it's not designed super well, so the one inside is cocked more often than not.
That's what I was
Oh,
thinking
okay.
A
about.
big d20 to make that possible.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, what if you just made the outer D20 really big?
Yeah.
Like the size of a softball.
I was
Do
saying
they make D20s that big? They
Oh,
make
yeah.
giant D20s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a d20 that I think I've rolled twice because it's literally made from a bowling ball.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, wow.
So this is my largest d20 that I actually use sometimes.
Good,
Next
nice
to a
palm
D6
size.
for-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have one that size.
And then I'll see if I can find the d20 inside the other d20. There it is.
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a little baby.
You said it doesn't always land well, though.
Yeah, it's not great at landing well.
It probably does need to be sized up a little bit. Is what would
Yeah.
help that?
So the owl is doing this and tears through the entire bookshelf, doing this, constantly tracing these sigils on the covers of the books and staring at them for a while, making weird hooting sounds that seem to come from every direction. 3 directions, now 4 directions, now 2 directions. And gets to the last book and performs the spell, the cantrip. And suddenly Nuisance's eyes go even wider. And it's an owl, so they are like almost literal dinner plates at that point. And its breath catches and its pulse speeds, and a sort of a fear comes over it. An incomprehensible fear, something like chewing away at the edges of its consciousness, and it remembers feeling this way back when it first realized that fairy was protection from the world. That fairy was like a pearl grown by an oyster, protecting the world from something inside of it that was just wrong and abrasive and gritty. And its feathers actually start in the room above the book, poofing out in sort of random little directions. The eyes, once they land on the floor, still the eyes at the end of every feather still wildly bouncing around as Nuisance remembers fleeing at random in full panic through the forests of fairy, through the trees whose leaves are playing cards, and into the bushes that bleed, and a sky that kept looking like a face, even though it was empty. And how it finally fluttered out into a clearing. There was a moment of peace where a group of satyrs were just starting to set up a party. The tents were brilliant in jewel tones. The drinking vessels were varied and mostly from mythical beings. And they laughed as this crazed owl burst into the field and didn't even give it a name, really. Just held up a unicorn's horn, which had 2 handles attached to it on either side, full of a strange but clearly alcoholic drink. And was that a mushroom floating on top there? And Nuisance, all of a sudden you see the feathers relax, the eyes stop spinning madly, and the shoulders slump as it remembers the relief that came over it for having a moment of relaxation from panic, that smashing release of tension that comes when you break from a panic into a peaceful glade like that. And it tastes once more the flavor of the alcohol, salty and biting. And when it woke up, it was a warlock. It had met the thing that it had been fleeing from, and it didn't remember what it was. And it had made a deal with it, and it didn't remember what it was. And it snatches up the book and starts flying around excitedly. And that's my story. Is that acceptable?
Oh, absolutely. Let's see what it's beautiful.
I do fancy myself a writer.
Reminds me very much of I gotta log back into Astle, gosh darn it. Name of the Wind. Who's that writer again?
Oh, Seth Sanderson?
Rothfuss.
Rothfuss.
It's Rothfuss.
Yeah, when he's writing about from the girl's perspective, how she thinks, or I'd read
from Ari's?
From Ari's perspective. I read something that he wrote more recently from the perspective of a hawthorn tree who was a druid's companion. And that was just mind-blowing for a minute. Like, it took me a minute to catch up to the way that he was writing and understand it, but after I did, it was nice.
I need to read Rothfuss. I've watched him play D&D. He played with Critical Role.
So,
yeah.
But
his books are really good. The first one is less polished. The second one, I'm waiting for the third one to come out. It's written. Sorry, this is a side digression. But anyway, the second one is excellent. The first one is good, but the second one is like 20 times better.
Okay. And if I will say, from the sound of it, if you like the story written from the perspective of the hawthorn tree, I highly recommend the first chapter of Samuel Delaney's Dahlgren, which is a beautiful bit of like rewilded erotica in a post-apocalyptic world that starts mid-sentence, and the story gets even more complicated. It's a beast. But that first chapter is amazing in terms of like from the perspective of a tree kind of writing. Also, support Delaney, buy his books. He just got called a slur by Mercedes Lackey at the Nebula Awards. So,
Called a what?
What?
yeah.
A what?
Mercedes Lackey thought that she was praising him. It was a compliment she was giving, but she then referred to him, Delaney, as black. Referred to him with a certain word starting with a C that was once hanging over separate water fountains. If you catch my drift.
Oh. Jinx.
Mm-hmm.
So she got removed. She was the Grand Master of the Nebula Awards, and she got removed from the convention as a result.
Well, watch out.
Right? Seriously.
Should have just smacked him in the face.
Might have been slightly less assaulting.
Right.
So, yeah, looks like you're trying to go through that door still, Warren, and not that portal?
Wait, did everyone else go through the portal? Is that what I'm getting?
Yes. That's what happened while you were eating your breakfast. It was Alfred and slung over Mame's shoulder, and then the rest of your companions followed after some struggles, basically.
Warren, aka Dean, is going to put his hand on like his head and go, "This never ends well whenever we go through a portal." And steps through it.
Yeah, Nuisance will perk up its head at that and go and like land in the middle of the portal with the book, carrying the book. It's very heavy, so it's a very awkward. And
I
kind
was just wondering. I was like, how big is this book compared to Nuisance?
I mean, Nuisance is like I think 2 feet tall, so not super tiny, but definitely like is having trouble flying and is suddenly kind of cute as it struggles.
Oh no, we're in a void again.
You guys out of existence and fizzle back into a room surrounded by companions, it looks like, and some not so companionly faces on a table yet again, in the middle of a room with symbols surrounding it, more bookcases, and one unfamiliar face that back at you as a noise, and it looks like it's about ready to attack before Alfred, who you do recognize, steps in front of it. Wait, they are part of the same party.
What's with the seafood?
Who are you asking there, Dean Beckett?
Does that poor creature understand that?
Just the party as a group.
There seems to be no reaction from them.
Okay then.
Well, I mean, from
There are bookshelves. Sorry, go ahead.
I just meant from the because answering Ash's question, but there seemed to be no reaction from the Chull.
I step down from the table and I take a quick glance around the room and I look back at Alfred. I'm like, was that teleporter just like an elevator to like the second floor? Because this is U-shaped almost exactly the same.
I didn't really understand where this place was, to be honest, until we were looking at this map, and as you get down off the table, you realize that this particular symbol on the table that matched the one from the room that you're coming from before is covered by a map, which if you go to your handouts, it is in there, and we'd use some descriptors if you'd seen in chat for figuring some other stuff out, but so there's a copy of it in chat as well, but it's a little bit smaller there because we were downloading it and circling areas to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wish I could.
How do we access handouts in Astral again?
If you go to your symbol at the bottom right hand and click on it, there should be a
There it
option
is.
for handouts, and it's Lust and
Crude. Oh, Lust and Niflheim?
yeah,
Lust.
Lust, yeah,
Feeling lusty.
yeah, which means desire in German.
Oh, is the
Ne-
snake Bob?
That makes sense.
Is the snake Bob? I can't remember.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm. The old-fashioned way.
I'm sorry, you cut out what?
Oh no, Jess asked me a question. Sorry.
Well, we're not even that far from where we were.
While you guys are examining the new map that you weren't, Chauvin seems disinterested now, opens the door, and we'll play this true. I gotta go to that person.
Chauvin evidently has some sick sunglasses, yo.
You should have those. I needed to get to that too. It's multitasking a little bit.
I should give myself a book icon. Can I give myself icons?
Status icons is what they're called. I don't know if it shows up with the astral character sheet or not on your guys' end. I didn't think so though.
Thought I'd found it at one point, but I can't see it now.
Should be,
Also, what level am I? Okay.
should be right under your name on the left-hand side of the... And it would say status icons is what it's called.
No, I don't think I see it.
Okay.
Also, what level am I supposed to be right now?
Oops. Without consulting it, I don't think level changed from the last time we were playing.
Okay. So I'm still 3rd level.
I believe so. I believe.
Okay.
I should probably be tracking that.
Should all have access to the spreadsheet still.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what I meant is I should probably just look at it once in a while.
I'm surprised it doesn't update, like, let you guys know when I update, basically, but...
No, it doesn't tell us when you make changes.
If I went through the settings and could get notifications on, I probably could, but I don't have notifications on stuff.
Yes, you are still 3, yes.
Oh. Oh, I just found this status icons. Okay.
Did Chauvin change his character, or has he always looked like this?
Well, they were an octopus for quite a while. He was.
Yes, I remember that.
So, that might be what you're confusing them with, him with. Where is this here? That's what I need. And... boom. Boom. Oh, nice. Yeah, he opens the door that's on the south, and with a shout, immediately closes it again. Hey guys, there's a lady with snake hair out this way. I wouldn't suggest it. Steps back.
A lady with snake hair. How friendly does she look?
Sounds like a sounds like a problem Fireball would be a great solution to. Just point them in the right direction.
I just want to peek around the door and look out, trying to do it stealthily.
Conditioner in hell is fucking crazy.
I'm gonna sneak to hide up against the wall.
Nuisance is doing the book thing again.
I rolled a 20 on stealth.
I see a 10 from Warren. And
No, that's a 1.
oh, okay. Yeah, it's a +9. I see that.
I'm guessing I'm slightly tipsy because I think the last thing I said was I was drinking. So I imagine I go to sneak up against the wall and I just trip and faceplant into it.
Good distraction for me to remain hidden.
And as you're trying to peek around it, so are you opening it, Ash, to be clear?
Yeah, I'm just gonna crack it a little bit, the door.
Roll Constitution.
Roll a
Saving.
Constitution. Oh, a 6. I actually do have a question.
Yeah.
Would my Constitution be lower because of my person's physical state? You know, being pregnant.
Wait, what? Did this
Spoiler
happen in
alert.
like the two games?
Gotta
I
show
made?
up.
It happened a
How does
long
that work?
Yeah, this has been a hot minute ago. Back towards the poop tubes.
Oh, we're just realizing it now?
You gotta watch out around poop tubes. They'll get you pregnant.
Goddamn poop tubes.
In
Um,
retrospect,
I
Flint
am the
should've used
only
the poop
one
tube.
that is aware that I am pregnant because I have a slight bump and morning sickness.
I got a question. Did anyone ever explain to me why everyone was covered in shit? Because I feel like, because I know that the group had to crawl up them, like the player knows, but
We took baths.
No, he showed up, I think, while we were still kind of stinky, and he
Oh.
just accepted it. Warren never questioned why he was teleported into a room with people covered in shit. He was just like, this is my life. What's up, guys?
I mean, mood, honestly.
Yeah, Warren. Well, shit just kind of happens to Warren. And he's just like, well, I guess I have to deal with that now.
I mean,
He's
in that situation, he probably didn't want to know.
There we go. You instantly feel every muscle in your body basically tense, Ash, and an instant sensation of cramp all over your body too, as you're held in position and cannot move or speak or anything. You're currently petrified.
Oh! I can't react or anything.
Mm-mm.
Oh, what about Bob? Can he, like, cover my eyes or something?
Nope.
He probably wouldn't notice what's happening.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're just standing
get a few
there.
cramps. You've heard it here.
You're just standing there, unmoving and unable to speak now.
Did Chauvin say exactly where she was?
Well, did you just see me crack a door and see what happened to me?
Well, yeah, but I want to know how far away from the door she is.
Not far enough.
Ash has her head in the crack, as far as I understood. And
That's a fun sentence.
you're noticing Ash, the individual moves slowly towards the cracked open door, but you can't say anything.
I kind of push her away and like close the door.
Is
Without-
he able to push me away? Or am I firmly in place?
You
just like-
you would have to roll for that in this particular scenario because of how much force and the luck of what you were realizing what's happening, basically.
Who's rolling, me or Warren?
That'd be Warren, and if you did roll a strength check for me, thank you. I didn't specify, but you knew. You shove on Dean Beckett. You shove on Ash's shoulder, and you're like, "Why won't you get out the way? Move!" And you're just like pushing. It feels like you're pushing on a statue, even though you can feel the warm flesh under your hand.
Okay, I stab through the door.
Stab through the door.
That was my plan. That's why I wanted to know how far away she was from the door. I'm guessing that's going to take a strength check also.
Possibly. What are you? You're
Hey,
wielding a longsword, right?
Yeah. I'm going to use two hands and I'm going to reverse
Cleave.
Excalibur.
And you're trying to go like up and down on it. Like,
No, more like through.
Okay, so you're gonna try and like stab through. Oh boy. All right.
Strength again, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Do it!
Kill that door.
God damn, my roll suck today.
Your
you.
sword lands in the door, point first, but only sinks just past the slanting edges into it. It doesn't pierce even halfway through the door, you can tell, because you can see, and you're trying to pull it back out as the door opens on you, and you're having to either let go of your sword or have it come back into your gut. So it's kind of swung up against this side of the wall, just to be clear. You kind of sidestep it as it opens. Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Advantage with these.
And everyone roll me initiative now.
Oh,
Wah,
God.
wah.
I feel like we need like music for that,
Oh, you mean just like a little quick...
like the Pokemon, like when you you
Oh,
know,
that's
when you
bullshit.
encountered a creature in the wild.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like the digital dice.
Yeah.
I don't like.
17. Did it go through? Of course not. I don't fucking know why it's... Anyway, I got a
You
17.
guys could make a noise
You're muted.
every time you have to roll initiative.
Yeah, I like that. Make us be creative.
I got an 11 initiative, baby.
Oh,
Nice.
7.
I almost got a 15, but it fucking I don't like the digital dice. They don't work for me apparently.
You don't have to use them.
I don't remember how I just turn it on. I don't know where I go to turn it back off.
Roll in real life.
That's what I mean.
No, I'm fine with rolling in the game, but like I had it to where I could like roll without it like rolling on, like doing the actual roll on D&D Beyond. So I also have to wait for the roll to finish in D&D Beyond.
Impatient.
Yes, I am.
But it's so much fun watching the little die go across the screen.
It is.
Not when it lands on a 1.
I even have a little app for rolling digital dice on my phone.
Oh, that's cool.
Let's see, did that work? Yes, of course it worked.
Okay. So I gotta fix that.
You
now
did it.
too. 10.
Sorry.
No, you're alright. I just seen it come across. Do you roll for Bob for me there, Ash?
Yes, I can.
I wouldn't been able to make it anyway.
4. I'll type it in.
Thank you.
Wait. I need to read that thing that she does.
Oh, I guess I forgot that I've been doing that too. I had you roll for Bob, but I was gonna have him go right after you, which works
It works.
because you got a 7 and he got a 4. All right. Oh, how'd you make them different colors?
So when I went to when I found the things, status icons, it said on the bottom it said click to activate, deactivate, right click to change colors. And I just did that.
Oh.
By the way, is the glasses because I have the book?
The glasses is for the inspiration, because...
Okay, so I have both of them then.
How do you put those things on?
So if you click, it was different from what Josh said. So if you click your picture in the lower left corner, you'll see edit character spacebar. Presumably also you can just hit your spacebar. That's the hotkey. And then you'll see your character sheet. You'll see your icon on the side. Right underneath the icon is your name, and right underneath that it says status icons. Click on that. And there's even one that's a mug of ale if you want to mark that you're drunk.
What I was doing.
All right.
I want to add a feat that gives you advantage when you're drunk.
I mean, shockingly, that isn't in the drunken master tradition of the monk. It's the weirdest thing.
Oh, like constantly?
Like just passive. When you're drunk, you get benefits.
Yeah.
I was thinking more of like failing upwards.
There is a bit of that in this one that I use, I think, anyways, if I'm understanding still correctly. Because when you're drunk, you get certain abilities associated with you. But it goes like sober, tipsy, buzz, drunk, blackout, pass out. And there are things associated with each one for that one.
Ooh, we could make the killers mean that on the thing.
Yeah.
If I could figure out how to change killers.
And I need to roll for them. Those two, yes.
But I guess white just means like I'm tipsy right now. I'm just gonna leave that on my character at all times at this point.
It's white because you were drinking White Claw. Is that what you're saying?
How dare you? No, I have an affinity class.
And so you know, Tipsy gains advantage on charisma-based checks and saves, is what that would get you, being constantly tipsy.
Anything past tipsy just makes you more belligerent.
Well, buzzed is you take disadvantage on dexterity and saving throws, but gain advantage on strength-based ones. And then you also believe that you have advantage on those things, on dexterity, and when you don't. I think, yeah.
What are the disadvantages of being tipsy?
Oh no,
Can't
that's
try.
any time that you're at all any of these, you believe you have advantage on attack-based checks and rolls, but you do not.
You do not.
But I was like saying, like you said, like I get charisma bonuses. Tipsy.
Yep.
Do I get any like specific
1d4.
disadvantages for tipsy?
Hmm?
Do I get any specific disadvantages for being tipsy?
I'm trying to read through it, but
Can you just
maybe
send,
yeah, I'm gonna
link
send
in
the link again. It's pinned in the
Oh.
in the chat too. It's the one that I use. It's from Reddit actually, but it seemed pretty plausible. I've been using it regularly, so. Mame,
What?
you're crackling.
Somebody's
Oh, my bad.
crunchy.
Is that so? I'm wearing something with a zipper, and the cord on my headphones keeps hitting it. My bad. Hopefully that's better.
Oh yeah. Now it was like ticking too, like you were making contact with something electrically.
Yeah, it was the cord hitting my zipper on my jacket.
Interesting. Trying to roll Chauvins, but it looks like so far, Flint, you're getting first go, and at this point I would say that. But if you're all looking in this direction, it looks like other than Chauvin, and possibly Mime would be needing to make a Constitution saving throw too, just by looking in that direction, at this point being surprised at what's in the room with you now.
Before we go,
I'm looking. I'm not looking towards the door at all.
I said besides Mime and Chauvin.
Oh, okay.
Francis is looking at books. I stated that before you mentioned the Medusa.
But the door had just been kicked open. That's why I was thinking if you would probably
I turned around.
Go, what?
Before we get like into combat, can I say like as Warren saw her, he made a successful like thing, but like can I roll a performance to like act frozen?
Oh, sure.
Oh wait, that's a charisma thing too, right?
Yeah. Let me see here. Who am I going
Did it
to?
roll?
I'm going to try.
So plus 4 to that, so 22.
I have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
I have a -1 on those.
Oh no.
I rolled an 11.
Ooh, you have to beat a 14. I'm trying to go back and forth. You go with 14. Put it in chat.
That beat a lot of the rolls that I had plus stuff too.
Yeah.
I'll give myself the status icon. Nuisance just falls over, suffering from severe cramping.
Did the other ones come through? Oh, I see Ash's BRB.
Yeah, I think her Mom called her.
Oh, okay. I was looking for the other Constitution saving throws from Flint, Alfred, Chal.
Also, you didn't put me in the initiative tracker, by the way.
Huh.
Not that it matters at the moment, but I go right before Dean Beckett.
Okay. And I need Zola still, too. Whose was not that. It was a 19. Pretty close, though. And is not frozen and not acting such. And Flint, you feel the tingling sensation come over you, but you still are able to move your limbs and such, as far as you can tell. It is your turn.
All right. Well, I have a good shot on her from right here. So I'll just take aim and fire with my pistol.
That means you would have to roll another Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
You're good. Yeah, the weird...
Does the 14 hit?
14 does not.
Bwah.
You wing the side of the door jamb, which would basically put you in range of the explosion, Warren, and... Isn't it 5? Isn't it 5?
5 feet, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Off of that. Yeah, so it would be getting them both if you want to roll that. I think you have to roll still, right?
Well, they have to beat a check.
Oh, a dexterity check.
DC equals 8 plus your proficiency bonus. So 8.
A dexterity check or saving throw?
Probably saving.
They have to beat a 12. It's a dexterity save.
You feel the slightly... You feel the pieces zing past you, Warren, and you're shattered with the tiny pieces from the edge of the wooden door, but otherwise it does not pierce.
A negative to dexterity because I'm tipsy, or is that something else?
It would be disadvantage if you were buzzed. You were
Okay,
not.
so I'm fine.
Yep.
So that tripping into the wall was just me being a dumbass anyway.
Yep. You miscalculated after teleporting, and being slightly tipsy.
Can I roll a Constitution to see if my character flinches?
You could just flinch or not.
Well, I feel like I'm trying to play statue here.
Sure, if you want. Oh, nice. That was natural.
Yep. Glad I wasted that roll.
You didn't move. It was so perfect that in your not moving that everybody's believed you're just as frozen as Ash at this point, and in an awkward position. It is still your turn, Flint.
All right, I'm gonna take my second attack, and as well shoot with the pistol. All right, well, that will be my turn.
What is your dexterity modifier?
Me?
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, you need to get that going. That's where some of those lower rolls would come from. because that's dexterity based for.
Yeah.
Anywho's, let's go to.
What does that pistol shot just not go anywhere?
It slaps the floor right in front of you, but just outside of the 5 foot. Let's see here. Closer to the snake-haired lady. And she does not save from that explosion. So just outside of the door, which would be outside of your 5 foot.
6 damage.
Nice. 121. We have the Chal next, who, having not seen who enters because of the table, but has turned to look at Zolas, who seems to be creeping on their desk, on the Chol's desk on the back there, wanders off to see what Zolas is doing all nonchalantly, like, you messing with my desk? It looks like. Doesn't even seem to notice that there's a creature in the room. And Zolas, not knowing the situation that you guys are in, is with the Chol, besides that they're friendly, and not knowing how much they're inclined to attack, starts to ready to attack the Chol, but does not attack. It is Mame's turn.
So I have a question. The creature's not in the room. It's in the doorway, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not, like, in the room.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm looking the other way. Okay, so I'm gonna use Cloak of Doing the Sneak. So obviously, people that are, facing this door, the opposite way I'm facing, are being frozen.
Yeah, you can see them very rigidly posed in some awkward position that they would not normally hold.
Yeah, and so I don't know why it's not showing up in Astral, but whatever. So I'm going to use Cloak of Doing the Sneak. And I'm going to make sure I just look at the floor. I'm not going to look up, so Cloak of Doing the Sneak is an invisibility cloak, so nothing, I can't be seen. And I can move. Okay, go away. 40 feet. So I'm going to continue to look at the floor. And I'm assuming I can walk around Bob and Dean Beckett. So 5, 10, 15. I'm not looking up. 25, 30. And so this person cannot, or this creature cannot see me. But I'm going to go until I see feet. And I'm going to attack. Whatever this is, because I don't care. It's in the doorway and it's freezing people. With the 3 vicious hand axes. Although that doesn't really make sense. I lied. I'm going to attack with the great axe. Because I'm right next to this whatever it is that I can see its feet.
To be clear, too, because I know you actually have 2 great axes.
19.
Nice. That does hit.
I have 2?
Yeah, I thought you'd gotten that one stone one.
Oh, I do, but I didn't. I did. I stole it off the statue.
Yeah.
But it's not, and I should probably make a thing for that.
But
it's stone, so I'm assuming it's not nearly as good as the metal one.
It is.
I'm assuming that's more of like a club.
It is not in your inventory. I did mean to make that. Unless it was something that you had already given a descriptor to, that it was a stone or something. Maybe I missed it.
I did not. Okay, so for damage.
Oh no, it's in there. Look, it's in your backpack.
It's in my backpack.
Yep. So I'm assuming if it's not equipped, then yeah, you're not attacking with that one.
No, I only did 7 damage. But I think I'm allowed to rage. Oh yeah, stone great axe. Look at that. Oh, I can also use 2-weapon fighting.
Which is what we'd said before when you'd had the 3 vicious axes, is you would, since they were already readied, at the hip, you could wield them just like anything else, and you wouldn't have to spend an action to equip them, essentially, and you would just pick them up, and you would put 1 in your mouth and 2 in your hand, so you would have 3-weapon fighting. Because that's not a skill,
Gotcha.
but...
I'm not going to use that this time, but I am going to rage. So it's a bonus action. You can enter a rage for 1 minute. I get an advantage, +2 melee damage with strength weapons, resistance. Yeah. So I don't think that allows me to attack. Just gives me extra shit.
Extra shit.
How are you?
Yeah, I don't think.
How are you raging?
So it just gives me advantage on strength, and then resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing. So next time I can roll, I get an extra 2 on melee damage.
I meant more so on the raw meter.
Oh, well, so I think I'm not invisible anymore because the cloak of doing the sneak goes away.
It doesn't go away.
The spell ends for a target that attacks.
Ah, okay. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was hoping I was going to do more damage, but I did my best, guys. And so I raged to try to protect myself for the inevitable damage that's going to come next time. Or when Medusa gets to fight. But nothing can take my eyes from the floor. My eyes are on the floor. I'm just looking at Medusa's feet.
Okay. Then it'd be Alfred's turn, who seems
How much damage did
very
that do?
rigidly stuck in place too. You said 7.
Oh no. Right, but on how many hit points does Medusa have?
I can turn those on. Give you an idea of where.
Oh, god damn it. Guys, this is gonna take a while.
So you swing up, and your axe strikes against Medusa's flesh, which doesn't seem to part as easily as you were expecting, and it kind of skitters across her shoulder. Then I think I was trying to get back forth. I didn't think I...
Yeah, sorry, Alfred.
Actually started combat, technically. But Chauvin couldn't move, or... Alfred couldn't move, and Chauvin's holding his action for not moving, knowing what's around the corner, having already viewed Nuisance. I believe you were also petrified, I think we'd established. Okay. So you kind of flutter on the floor.
When do I try to get uncramped?
You can repeat the saving throw now.
Okay, it's every turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right, rolling. That's a 5.
That's your first.
I am still crampy.
Your second failed saving throw for this particular case.
Yes, that was my second. Oh my god, does it death saves? If I fail one more, am I permanently stoned?
You will be permanently stoned, and there are things that can help you, though. So.
I have mangoes.
Mangoes fix everything.
And
I've known more than one lesbian who learned important life skills, if you catch my drift, by being taught how to eat a mango.
Mangoes, the magic fruit.
Right?
It'd be a thine turn, Dean Beckett.
May I ask who all is petrified now?
No, you may not.
I got a question.
Okay.
I got a question. If the Medusa walked past me, thinking I was affected, could I sneak attack her, or am I just...
I would say so. I mean, that would be essentially a sneak attack in my opinion. Yeah. Deception to a sneak attack, but yeah. That would qualify.
Gonna pass my turn.
Okay, so you're gonna hold your action for if they move past you?
Yep.
Okay, and you would be just... What action are you holding?
What do you mean?
So it's a thing inside of D&D. Basically, even if it's not your turn, and they were to move past you, you would be able to do said held action. You have one action per turn. You're not using your action right now. You can save it for in case a situation transpires, instead of actually attacking. But it does you don't get to carry over the action point. It does go away at the end of your turn, but it's kind of like if you're in a Mexican standoff with a bunch of people and you're holding your action until one other person shoots.
Yes, I'm just gonna continue to hold still.
Okay. And you're going, but what action you said you're going to attack if this to try and sneak attack?
Yes.
So that's what you're holding, just with your longsword then. Because you have 2 weapon fighting too, so you only have the one longsword out. I remembered though.
Yep.
Okay. And you're wielding it two-handed. I was just making sure that's all what you wanted there, because I know that's something that we don't play a lot with, but is something built into the system here. Medusa. The snake-haired lady is holding a short bow with a quiver of arrows at the side, and having been struck, leans into you, Mame, as you appear, with a 19 to attack from her hair. She just leans into you with the snakes writhing at you to attack.
Oh, motherfucker. Wait a second. So wait, no. Haha. So I have my armor class is 18, but I'm raging. What kind of damage is this?
It would also...
Piercing damage.
It is piercing damage, yes. And...
So I have advantage. No. Resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Okay. That would just have the damage, whatever comes in. But the 2 hit is 19.
Yeah, my armor class is 18, but I'm wearing heavy armor.
That would make it pretty close to 18, yeah.
God damn it. Okay.
You have stone skin too as a racial trait, which also gave you a certain amount already. To keep in mind, most people's are a good bit lower than 18.
Yeah, it's one. Okay, whatever. So what is? So okay. So she hits.
With 6 piercing, which I would say would be 3 piercing for you, and
'cause I have resistance.
And then 12 poison damage. You can feel it spreading as you're looking up.
Jesus.
And I would say,
3 and 12, so 15.
You would need to roll a... Oh, boy. This is an interesting one. Constitution saving throw again, and this isn't for what we were doing before, because you're trying to not look up at this thing that's bearing down on you now.
I'm definitely not gonna look up at it.
That's what the
I'll close
Constitution...
my eyes.
Oh, okay.
Closing my eyes.
Okay. Okay.
I got a 20 anyway.
That's perfect. Yeah, you just close your eyes.
Or a dirty 20.
The problem with that is if you start attacking, you will now have disadvantage with closed eyes. Just FYI.
It's better than being frozen.
And
all right, 15. So God damn it.
Either 3 melee attack, 1 with snake hair, and 2 with a short. And
There we
from
go.
and from the quiver, she drops the bow and swings a short sword at you. 2 quick succession strikes. For 3 more piercing damage.
But she only rolled only 9 to hit.
20 as well for the first.
Oh shit, for the first one. Okay.
Yeah, she is multi.
And it's piercing?
Mm-hmm.
For how much?
It was 3 damage.
Total?
It was 7 total, but
Okay.
I already did the math
And
for
I'm
you.
down to 50. Okay. Snake-haired lady going down.
And it's Ash's turn. For a
I'm gonna
Fuck
guess
her
I
up,
can't
Ash.
do much.
Constitution saving.
Nine.
You're I'm assuming trying to get out of the petrification. So grunting. Well, Mime is basically standing, or Mame is standing directly in front of you, acting as a shield, basically. With their 7-foot frame over your 4-foot one.
Yeah, can I just try to, like, fall backwards out of sight?
Nope, you're petrified. Sorry.
Awesome. Has Bob realized yet?
I think, yeah, Bob is intelligent enough to have realized what's going on with you in particular, but I think Bob would also probably not be able to get in between Mame's feet at this time, or around Mame in the doorway.
Yeah, I know he's still wrapped around my neck because he was, like, still trying to delve into my shirt, and I was kind of using part of his body to cover my baby bump.
I forgot about that, yeah. So I'm thinking too, in his snake form, he's not going to be doing much other than staying there. Unless you had something you think he would be doing instead.
I don't know what he could do. I kind of think he would just try to hide himself and draw the least amount of notice that he possibly can.
Yeah.
So that the Medusa creature does not see him, notice him in any way.
Okay. I'm going to roll Mariel's first Constitution check if I can here, if it lets me. Because Mariel was short enough that she couldn't see through the table legs as the creature burst through the door. Come on, load D&D Beyond. I believe in you. You can do it. But I would say otherwise Mariel couldn't see probably past... Yeah, definitely not now anyways. Can't see past Warren or Mame in the door and is just shouting, "What's going on?" And then it's Flint's turn. Maybe. Oh, okay.
Please don't shoot.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Guns are not appropriate here.
Guns are always appropriate.
Not when I'm in the way. And to be shooting me in the back, I can't. I'm not looking.
Well, I mean, if I hit her, I
If
feel
you
like you
if
would
you
be
shoot, just
just-
scream at me so I can duck.
Well, I feel like you would be just outside of the 5 foot.
Now recording.
Yeah, fuck you, Craig.
Fucking Craig.
Fucking
Where'd
Craig.
you go?
Just
Who said you
cutting
could
out on
leave?
us.
I'd seen a squirrel.
Same.
Forgivable.
Well, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, 'cause she's just outside the line. You're just, and each square is 5 foot. Yeah, if I hit her, it won't hit you guys.
Okay, as long as you're sure about that.
I'm gonna take a shot with my pew.
You.
Nat 1. I see there.
Yeah.
Shit. So you quickly readied the next shot on your pistol, and the shot not only went wide from the aim, but also just in your excitedness to shoot again. And let's see. I think. Oh, so that would be a 3 to hit. But I'm getting it now. I'm just thinking roundabouts a little bit sometimes. Because I was like, technically, if it went wide, it wouldn't hit somebody that had an armor class higher than that in my brain for a second. Then I was like, wait, no. But you're aiming at somebody else, so this is technically the fail part of it. But in this particular case, I'm going to say that the shot landed right in front of, like, in between you and Chauvin, because you had fired as you were coming up, almost accidentally. And it struck the ground. And you both need to make dexterity saving throws now.
We need to get you a better gun there, Flint, if you're going to keep shooting willy-nilly like this.
Right?
He needs a rifle.
It's becoming a
Something with more
hazard.
precision.
What did Willie ever do to you? Well, is it the Nilly family?
It's probably the Nillies.
Yeah.
Damn Nillies.
Well, I saved.
Congratulations!
What are their nillies?
And now with my second attack.
How about we get a little bit closer?
Yeah, so we could all be in the blast radius.
You got like daggers or something, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you try those?
Could you
He's got a lot of cutlery.
roll that explosion damage for the previous shot? Because Chauvin did not make that save.
God damn it, you're killing people who ain't even here.
Whoops.
Oh, that was an 8 damage?
Jeez.
Kablooey.
If only it made its target.
I just ooh-wooed all over myself.
Oh.
Was it ooh woo or was it more ara ara?
Aga doga.
I am an impact wrench.
Yes, he gets it.
So...
That ends my turn.
The next shot goes, and as you were trying to dodge from the first one that you'd misfired, and just slams right into this part of the wall here. Not in anyone's 5-foot radius, luckily. And the Chol over here steps up closer to Zolas, but cautiously, and kind of looks up at Poop Pocket with its tentacles flopping excitedly.
How much of the doorway is left?
Looks like Mama is taking up half of it from,
I mean,
and
like,
you're taking up the other half from anyone else's perspective, but other than
like
mostly
the physical
Chauvin and
doorway,
Flint.
like
Hmm?
the shape of, like the condition of it
Ah,
after being.
It's
Give me
concerned.
time, I'll take it out.
It's a rectangle.
You mean the door itself, because I did say the door actually was up against this wall, so you blew a decent chunk out of the middle of it with that last shot, Flint, and one of the hinges at the middle is shot out of the door as well.
So wait, we destroyed the door, but we didn't do anything to the Medusa?
The Medusa's got like a scratch on it from you.
Jeez. Got a little... We might have to run away, guys. This might be a... Well, I guess we can't.
And Zolas is
Yeah, some of us can't run away.
still reacting to the Chol.
I'm
And
gonna have to pick you up and run.
it is
long
Mame's
as-
turn. This is only
Does
your second
anything
time.
does anybody have anything that resembles like a bag
It is
or a paper sack?
it is only your second turn, but it is your turn, Mame.
Yeah.
And you
Or
still
what
have
about
the,
a pocket?
you still have the cloak on you, but it is now translucent, as opposed to you being transparent. So,
Are we still able to telepathically communicate? I remember that being a thing for like a session.
I don't know. You want to try?
Think
Sure. I'm going to tell everyone that I'm not actually frozen. If I can.
And
Don't think it real hard.
it
Um,
only comes through on those who are wearing torques.
what came through? Say that again.
In your mind.
Again.
Dean Beckett, could you repeat yourself?
I'm not actually frozen.
Ah. Well. I like this cloak. I don't want to lose this cloak. So
Oh,
I'm
you
real
don't have-
strong, right? I don't know how strong this Medusa is, but I'm thinking if I take some, it'd be better if I had like a bucket or a bag or something. I can't empty out my backpack; that would take too long. But if I had something to drape over the head of the Medusa, and then I could try to bear hug the Medusa, right, with the cloth over its head, and
Ash
basically.
is wearing an ankle-length dress.
Mm, you are right next to me,
That I am.
but there is also a bob wrapped around you. I don't know how easy it would be for me to. I do have this cloak. I don't want to lose the invisibility cloak, but maybe I can recover it. I'm going to use that. So I'm going to try to be smooth and in one motion pull the cloak from my shoulders, throw it over the Medusa's head, and bear hug them with all of my strength in my rage.
Sleight of hand with disadvantage since you're not looking at them.
Rage hug.
Rage hug. Yes,
Yes,
this needs to
Yes.
be a move.
And
it is. I'm now using it. 10.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Do I have to roll twice?
No. Yes, for
Okay.
disadvantage, sorry. But yes.
Yeah. So wait, the first one was a 10. Can only get better from here, right?
Technically, no.
Oh, no. The second one was a 2.
I was gonna say you can either roll lower than a 10, which would be bad, or you have a 10.
And she'd rolled an 8 dexterity saving, so you whip the cloak off of yourself expertly, Mame. Go to swing it with your form and overcompensate for how short she actually is, and just kind of toro her over her with the cloak, and kind of like try to swing it back around, but you realize you're missing, basically, and yeah, so yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you run past her and trying to grasp her, you completely missed, basically.
Okay. So now I'm just out in the hallway.
Mhm.
I'm guessing that was my action.
Yes. You still have
Cool.
some movement.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna like go this. I'm still I'm looking at the floor. I'm trying to keep my back to the Medusa, and I'm looking at the floor. So I'm just gonna move till I feel a wall. And I feel this wall, and so I'm just gonna stop next to the wall.
Does a 12 hit you, by the way?
No.
Okay. That was her opportunity of attack whenever you ran past her. She
Fuck you, Medusa.
tried to swipe at you with the short sword.
That's all I have to say about that.
All right.
Yep. Nope.
Alfred's turn. And he seems to be struggling to move over here. Let me see what... Oh, I got his sheet up already over on this other spot here. And we need a... Oh, wow, he's pretty constitution. He's got a pretty good constitution. And he starts to move again and wiggle around, and he says, "Somebody close that door!" But he doesn't seem to be moving himself. Chauvin hurries up, grabs the side of the door, and closes it.
Oh, fuck.
Question.
Uh-huh.
Did Medusa get a turn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, one turn
Okay.
so
It
far.
fucked me up.
And then it's Nusant's turn.
You're welcome.
Right. Well, we can't see the Medusa, but I realized my Pact of the Evil Eye, or my Evil Eye invocation, doesn't require me to actually do anything, so I should have tried to do that. Should have pitched it at you earlier, but now I can't see the Medusa, so it doesn't matter. Or the Medusa can't see me, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, you're still petrified.
So what I'm saying is, it doesn't require me to do. It doesn't have somatic components or verbal components. So I should have tried to make the argument.
I understand what you're
But-
saying. You could have
right now.
you could have reacted even though you were petrified. I understand what you're trying to
Yeah.
say, but you are petrified still currently.
So am I still a cute little creepy thing made of flesh and feathers if I roll a 2?
Yes, but you start to feel the sensation from the tingling and the cramping going to numbness, starting around the outermost reaches of your entire body. So you feel a sensation of numbness creeping in through everything.
Great. Thanks for targeting my weakest stat.
And
I
we
can't do anything.
got Dean Beckett.
Is there a mirror in this room?
Your question goes unanswered because you hear it in Alfred behind you. If you had spoken loud enough for them to say such, or if you're just looking around rather than actually verbally saying such, you're not seeing anything. You see some items that might fit the bill in a kind of shiny pot over here, and a crystal ball in that on the top shelf over here, but not a mirror. Recall, this is the Chul's room. I don't think it cares about what it looks like.
It should. It's beautiful.
That doesn't. Well, guess it does. That would mean it's not vain. That's like the definition.
It probably thinks the song's about it, though.
Yes.
I'm missing something then. I don't. Anyone have any ideas?
You could not leave one of your party members out in the hallway with the Medusa. That's an idea. Just throwing it out there.
We are discussing on what to do right now.
Would Bob know what to do? Bob's a snake, but Bob has knowledge.
Bob does have knowledge.
Bob's a skull that is a troll now that is also a snake.
Bob
How
is
many-
complicated.
How many levels of polymorph can we get Bob before we have to change him back?
I mean, he could technically abandon the snake body at any time, but then,
No,
like, the
this is
rage
going
of
to
a
be
The rage of the troll would be in the snake, and the snake is wrapped around my neck, and it'd be bad.
We are going to see how far we can take this.
I don't think
Try-
anybody's given
I
you
know,
any...
I know. I'm going to retrieve my sword from the door. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay. It was still sticking out the side of it, just past the bullet hole.
Strength check, I'm guessing?
Yep.
We had to open the door.
You out of the wood and hold your sword back. And you start to hear from the other side immediately a grasping of the door handle, and it's starting to move open again.
Horror movie.
Nope. Just
It's a
Does the door swing
velociraptor.
in to the room, or does it swing out into the hallway?
I just put my back up against the door and just stand there.
And the Medusa does turn to you after trying to, like, attack the door, basically, with the sword. That was the movement.
Yeah, wait,
and
where's the Medusa in this turn list?
It's up now.
That's why I was asking if it got a turn, because I...
God damn it.
And
I was
it
gonna use the cloak again.
turns back to you, Mame, after that. But it knew there were other people on the other side of the door, so that struck at the door with a short sword, basically, in vain, and walked towards you to lean in and then strike once with the sword.
How
So
many
she
attacks
leans-
does this thing get?
3.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the snake hair nor the short sword hit.
Okay. Yeah, she lean. Yeah. Oh yeah.
My AC is 18.
Yeah, you right. I was just,
Fuck you, Medusa.
so yeah, you were edging around that corner, and you use it to your advantage, just getting that the sword actually bounces off your rock hard ass.
Not even a boy-yo-yo-yoing.
No, just a sink. That's how
It was
tight
like-
it is.
Boulders.
Oh yes.
Never forget to do your squats, kids.
And then it's Ash's turn.
Don't
Thank-
skip leg day.
I think you're on your
Oh.
4th saving throw.
Leg day's so uncomfortable.
Third saving throw.
3rd.
Or you can live my lesson: when you're overweight, every day is leg day.
Including the first one, though?
Yeah, including the
Yes,
first one.
including the first day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I made one technically before combat started, and then I only got one turn so far during combat when I made my save.
Okay.
Before somebody else closed the door. Ah! 16!
And
Am I-
you feel the cramping starting to ebb away, and you start moving jerkily. Ah.
I'm gonna get as far from the door as I can.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hello.
How far are you going? You said as far as you can, but how far is that?
As far as my legs will take me.
Yeah, pretty much. Sorry,
Yeah,
I
but
got
what's your
distracted by a
movement?
cat. 30 feet, so...
That's what I heard.
No, I'm actually just gonna move right here.
Okay.
20 feet back. If I'm counting these squares correctly.
And Mario turns to you and, what the hell is going on out there?
Did I notice the creature before I became petrified?
You see,
Or I just know that I was petrified?
when you were petrified, you could still see and perceive everything. You just could not move.
Oh, okay. There is a Medusa out there. And now Mame's out there too. I think we should probably help them.
So you run back here? I'm staying back here.
Thanks. That's so helpful.
Is Bob doing anything?
I'm gonna start rummaging through my bag
Oh,
just to
okay.
see if I have anything that can help.
Sure. Then it'd be Flint's turn. While you're rummaging, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Warren looks towards Flint and is like, there's still a door left. Do you want to try to take it out?
Might be a play. So the door's shut, but is it locked?
Warren is leaning against it.
Okay. So would Warren be able to open the door? I'd take a shot and then close it real fast.
You could
No.
hold an action to shoot until Warren opens the door on their turn.
Does Claw have any, like wisdom? This is their office, right? They must have seen Medusas before.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that it bothered them really.
I thought
Oh,
the point of
they-
Medusa was
what?
that you don't. People who see him don't make it.
And he has not Claw has not looked at the Medusa, but has otherwise not.
So
bothered with it.
wait. Does somebody want to
Alfred
ask
did.
Claw?
Alfred looked at the Medusa, didn't he? So he's petrified right now.
He was.
Yeah.
Right. Correct.
I'm gonna turn to Claw. Still like rummaging through my bag, just turn back to Claw and yell and be like, your friend got in trouble with that Medusa. Shouldn't you do something about it? Mr. Claw? Creature, sir?
Alfred
Thing.
translates the and he's saying that Medusa is his friend, but only
Well, then,
kinda. Like, he doesn't really actually care what happens to her, but she visits sometimes.
Is there a way we could pacify her to stop petrifying us?
so wait. I mean, we attacked, right? Like,
No, well, I mean, I got petrified and then Warren attacked, which I feel like
door.
is the proper reaction.
A door.
where the fuck is Claw been? What's Claw been doing this whole time?
Checking out Poop Pocket on Zolas' shoulder.
He's just diddling in the
Jesus.
corner.
Checking out Poop Pocket sounds so wrong.
Let's like stop paying attention. Can we get Zolas to I don't know, walk Poop Pocket to the door and convince Claw to talk to the Medusa? If they're friends, then why the fuck are we fighting it?
That's why I asked. I was like, is there a way to pacify her? Can we give her a gift?
Yeah.
Can we be like, here, take this, please leave?
Alfred translates most of what you've been talking about into the clicking and snapping and gurgling noises that you have come to know as Claw's language, and listens to Claw as they speak a little bit and said, yeah, friend's a little bit looser of a term in their language. I think he means more of an acquaintance, and he doesn't think he can de-escalate the situation for you now.
But would he be able to stop the situation from happening?
Or
the-
just distract.
Perhaps
all
in
we
the
need.
first place he could have, but
How long has it been since the encounter happened? So we're like, this is the third go round.
yeah, so it's been a solid 2 or 3 minutes. Almost 5, actually,
Okay.
in this particular instance.
With my turn, instead of prepping to shoot, I want to get my bowl out and give it a right good tinging with my fork.
I can't tell if I love the bowl or if I hate it.
You don't know
Dude,
anything about the bowl.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about the bowl. What is this bowl?
This bowl? Why does he pull out a bowl? It's not time to
Yes.
eat. I
No,
think as I
the
see
thing
this
is-
bowl come out of his pocket.
This is they're never going to get anywhere through any situation that might end up bad.
What kind of a bowl is this?
No one knows because it's not going to matter in like 10 seconds.
As I hear them all talking about this, I'm just gonna hold the bowl in my hand and a fork in the other and just say, just look at the flowers. Ding!
What?
Did we ever discuss if we got deja vu or not?
What happened?
No, we did ask that, and we have no recollection whatsoever when he rewinds time like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I missed this session.
Do you remember the one where I almost killed a dude and then I kind of let him go, and then we kind of
Can you
went
be a
back?
little more vague about that?
Right? You mean
Remember that
my
one time where we
first
killed a guy?
episode?
Listen, most of the people I try to kill end up dead, so the one time I haven't actually succeeded in causing death.
Can you be a little more vague?
The dude who Remember when I tried to kill Alfred?
Yeah,
The guy
because
who's-
that was expressly after I tried to save Alfred.
Yeah, and Zolas tried to stop you.
Yes.
Wait, remember what happened after that when I kind of let him go, and then he kind of disappeared, and then we kind of did that whole thing over again?
Through our alternate timeline.
Oh no.
Yeah, I remember-
Do we have a multiverse now? Are we like Spider-Man?
Didn't
Oh
Didn't
my god,
you
we
net-
do!
didn't you nest 2 time reversals in the episode where the bookshelf was killing me? Didn't you time reverse inside of a time reverse?
Oh, I think he did. Right, love?
What?
When the book was eating nuisance and
Yeah,
being
I-
bit by a snake, you rewound time again.
Yeah, I rewound time to try to make him stop eating or stop messing with the book, so the book wouldn't eat him.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember.
And then you did so again while we were still in the reversed time. That's what I was saying. It was nested. It was a Natasha Lyonne series on Netflix. It was Russian Doll.
I love Russian
Yes,
Doll.
let's make this more complicated.
When are we gonna rip a hole in the time-space continuum? Because we've already been to like a demi-plane once before, right?
Oh yeah. Every time he does this make like the universe slightly more unstable?
Well,
Well, in our case, it might make it more stable.
Oh god.
you guys,
Don't tell Flint that. Flint is unstable.
you guys find yourself back with your friends just landing on the table, coming from the other room.
Yeah, don't you remember my other fake name, Nash Brickend?
Wait, is your name gonna change again?
Oh, is that why your name changed?
Yes, I introduced myself to Alfred as someone else.
I think you did that like 2 or 3 times, didn't you?
I did twice. I was originally, it was originally Nash Brickend, and then it's Dean Beckett.
Yes. So,
Okay,
Match
this
dick
makes way
end.
more sense. Okay, so we don't remember anything.
nope.
I need
So I'm gonna say real loud, guys, like, hey, guys, I have a real bad feeling about things. Hey, Claw, how many ways are there to get out of this room?
And Alfred translates, well, there's that door over there, and Chauvin is halfway in the means of getting over there. Oh, you mean this door?
What's with the
No,
seafood?
Chauvin, don't touch anything.
What?
I'm gonna yell at Chauvin and be like, yeah, maybe we should just leave that shut for a minute.
Or maybe we should follow Claw. Let's let Claw lead the way.
I feel like we're kind of living up to the name here.
He's got a... You were so lucky his insight is very high. He rolled a 3. He's still questioning whether or not he should open the door, but his hand is on the handle looking back over at you like, but it's a
I'm gonna
door.
like run. I'm gonna run at him full force and just like tackle him to the ground.
Unarmed
Wherever
strike.
Chauvin is. I don't see you, Chauvin.
I don't like this feeling. Don't open the door.
Unarmed strike with advantage.
Said
That was a surprise
no.
attack.
That's on me. My man, I said no! I got a 25!
She please tackle him through the door.
Is that
No!
Is that what's the damage on
Please.
that?
Literally
I
tackle
want-
straight to the ground.
What's the damage on that?
Oh. Oh, that would be. Chauvin's gonna have a real bad time. Come on. Yes, roll. Why isn't it? Yes, roll. What the hell?
Yes, we are in hell.
It's not.
We are?
I think that's a lie.
I see the
It's
5.
not even.
Oh, is that just your modifier?
Oh, maybe it's just 5. There's no. Oh, I don't have to roll. It's just 5. My unarmed strike damage is just 5.
That shouldn't be the case. Let me just roll this one real quick. Maybe. Hit damage.
Because it doesn't say D anything. It just says 5.
That's so odd. This Chauvin's 0. That's why maybe because I keep trying to click on it too and nothing's coming through, so maybe you're right. Because I seen your constant 555.
Yeah. So I was confused because no dice rolled. Like, there were no die rolling across my screen, but it's because there's no D anything listed there.
To hit, +2, damage 0. Yeah, his damage is just 0. Okay. Anyhow,
He needs to do some push-ups.
so I'm gonna delete these. Slam him into the ground, bouncing his head off the ground a bit, and he's what the fuck? That was uncalled for.
Maybe next time you'll listen.
Have we broken the game if Johnny's just alive? Because he can just fix anything.
Let's
I mean,
just
you
let him
never
keep
know what
fixing
kind
it.
of. You never know what kind of unintended consequences are going to happen here.
Yeah.
Like, our group really cares about unintended consequences as long as it doesn't involve us.
I was gonna say, yeah. Would we care about consequences?
No, I would
I
say
mean,
we wouldn't. We're supposed
the
to.
Every
hounds are
time you use this
tantalizing.
soul, an orphan dies. This group is like,
Sad.
they're probably gonna die anyway. There's no healthcare.
When the
Uh,
doctor shows up, then we'll care, okay?
Yes.
Meh.
Dr. Orvik Sanchez.
Especially if
Like
it's
30 years like medicine. Doctors basically just cut shit off.
It was a British TV joke.
The Doctor. Like Doctor Who.
Doctor Who?
Oh.
Doctor what?
Exactly. Who's on third?
I'm sorry, I'm slow. I just got it.
It's okay, I seem to be exceptionally dry tonight.
Head on it then.
God. So I look over at Mame, who just tackled Chauvin to the ground, and I'm like, is everything okay? Why? What's happening?
We wait for Claw.
Warren says, I'm guessing that's who seafood is over there?
Seafood.
That is Mr. Claw. He is our friend who will not drown us if we are nice to him, and let's continue to be nice to him. I don't want to drown.
Yeah, that was a bad experience.
Still doing my Control F in all the books.
Well, shuck me I guess.
Why
Are
don't
you-
you just ask instead of looking through all the books?
Are you dropping them to the floor again?
Yes. Except for the special one that I'm keeping now, which is off on the table. Set aside special.
This time, the Chol turns around, looks at Poop Pocket for a second, but then skitters over to you and starts to reach up its claws as if trying to grasp you.
Does it look like it's trying to hurt me or just grab me?
You're unsure. They look pretty menacing.
I dodge.
I
Creature being attacked, or a bird being attacked by a creature of the water. How the roles are reversed.
Okay. Let me see here.
I flap up and around the Chul's shoulders to like behind its head. Except that I don't because my AC is
Perch on its
not
head.
22.
Are you... Well... Okay, yeah. I see what you're saying.
If this
That
was
too hard.
Pathfinder 2nd Edition, that would be a critical, because it's 10 above my AC. Oh no, it's 9 above my AC.
I was going to have you roll a dex save, actually, in this particular case,
Oh.
because isn't that what...
Alright.
I'm trying to remember what dodge is associated with, because that's actually an action. You said dodge, right?
Watch.
Oh, okay. Like the defense action, I think just gives disadvantage on attacks against me. But if I'm making a dex save,
Oh, okay, yeah, it
That's,
does. You're correct. It does give disadvantage. Let me roll that again, then. I was trying to remember how it worked while we were talking. I just clicked on it and seen.
In my canon of this game, Johnny has
Sorry.
killed us several times. I've just gone back and fixed it.
all right. So the crab man has the owl in one pincer.
Yeah, I don't have a grapple button, so that was my attempt at that. So he just pincers you, but ever so slightly around the center of your mass as you're trying to flutter away, and he, with the other one, picks up the books that you dropped on the floor and starts sorting them back in alphanumerically or some sort of way. You're not 100% sure, because some of the books you were reading were in some languages that you weren't quite understanding or even knowing the characters for. And after that, it starts to pull you in closer to its tentacles and starts like... They start feeling across you gently, and then it starts... And Alfred says, can he eat that owl? He's asking.
Newson still doesn't speak, but you definitely hear a...
I'm gonna turn to Alfred and look at Claw and be like, this is our companion, and we would appreciate if you didn't eat him.
Alfred seems to portray such with a... And Alfred kind of... and lets Nuisance go, and then you hear from behind you, Nuisance, the smacking and clapping of his claws, but also the continuation of his speak, which Alfred translates to... he's speaking, by the way, a deep speech, which you weren't here for, which you might actually know. I'm just realizing. I can't recall, though.
I'm looking... I do have deep speech.
So you're picking up that from his guttural tones that he's a little dissatisfied that he couldn't eat you, but he understands and is also peeved that you were playing with his books, basically. And Alfred translates as much to everyone else. He also asks kindly if everyone could ask before touching anything in his area. This space is almost an extension of himself. He has not left this chamber for millennia.
Samesies.
Nuisance flies over to where it put its book down from the other room, pulls out the paper at the back of it, and flies back up. Actually, will land on Claw's claw at this point, and like push with its beak, like flap the note paper at Claw's face.
On the back of the cover of the book you're talking about, that
It was a loose paper, was what I thought you had said.
Mm-mm.
Is it the back? Is it on the back cover?
It's on the inside back cover. I apologize for
Okay.
lack of description.
Well, then I can't use my beak, so it'll be the clumsy flying, and like there'll be a bit where Nuisance is trying to hold it up in front of Claw's face, and like not actually able to hover or stay aloft, and so like slips down and is starting to fall, and then like flutters back up by moving forward essentially and like circling, and does that a couple of times.
Can I?
And he's like clearly trying to show to Claw.
Can I
Go
reach
ahead.
out and grab this book that Nuisance is flying around with?
Nuisance will dodge at that.
Okay.
Well, wait. Remind me, because I was gone for so long. Were you one of the ones that had befriended Nuisance?
Yeah, you had spoken to us at your initial like introduction episode.
Yeah, yeah. So if you were one of the ones who befriended Nuisance, Nuisance will let you take it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the one with the snake, and I said you could eat the snake when my
That's
companion was done with it.
That's right. Sorry, I'm a ditz, and like have had a lot happen. So yeah, Nuisance will let you take the book, and then we'll settle on Claw's claw, and like chest heaving, trying to catch breath.
I'm gonna like awkwardly hold the book up and open, like in question, like, okay, what are we doing? What were we doing with this book?
And you were
I-
looking at the back page that it's apparently turned to the back cover that you had it on, correct? There, Nuisance, just
Yeah,
for
yeah, it had it
clarification.
on the note.
You're seeing only one phrase on it, and it's, well, not phrase, rather a bit of, yeah, no, you're only seeing one phrase on it, and the phrase is, like a grit that damages the world that is produced, like a grit that has damaged the world, it has produced the fairy like a pearl, more or less.
Close enough.
Warren opens the door.
Covers of books are always so useful. The inside covers.
Warren
Could you say that?
opens the door.
Yep.
Could you say that one more time before you describe what happens when he opens the door?
Yep. Warren opens the door.
Like
Me
a grit that
opens
has
the
damaged
door.
the world.
Me and Chauvin are on the ground in front of the door. What do you mean? Are you moving me?
Slip past you.
It swings
No,
this way.
I am in front. I am like a doorstop.
Yeah.
Chauvin and me are on the ground in front. Unless you're moving off 400 pounds of me, or I don't know how much. I forget how much I weigh. You're not opening any goddamn door.
And that's the
Nuisance-
bottom line.
Nuisance doesn't care about the door. Nuisance is just looking at Claw and Mame, and is like poking at the back cover of the book with its beak, like just trying to indicate like this.
And you see also the title on the book at this point. I'm assuming you're turning it around in your hands. I can repeat that phrase, though, you had asked, Ash.
Yes, please.
Like a grit of sand in a oyster, this place, I'm trying to make it make more sense because I wrote it down in haste. I know you'd written it much more eloquently than I was trying, but like a grit that damages the world, this place exists, that it could produce the fairy like a pearl.
Why are you so against opening the door?
And you notice at
Makes
this
me
time too,
real upset.
when you're turning it around, that the book itself is about a city called Shifan, or Shofan.
Shofan.
Shofan. Yeah, Shofan.
Would
man.
Ash know what this city is?
Shaofan. There we go.
Shao
Shaofan. It's Xiaphan. And you are not familiar with this city at all. This is you didn't even know it existed.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Josh, I forgot to say, I would have added Shafan, the pristine sea, the collapsed sky, the primeval to my list of things that I was control Fing.
Right. You'd have gotten
Just
only
like-
through a couple books this time, though.
Yeah.
In this particular case, and nothing popped out this time.
I wasn't expecting to find anything. I just wanted to make sure I said that explicitly, that those are added to my list.
I appreciate that. Going down here to Dean Beckett, are you grabbing the doorknob then? Is what you're saying?
Yes.
So you grab the doorknob, Mame, and besides yelling, are you doing anything? Hello? Mame?
Did we lose a Mame?
No,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay.
I didn't realize that was it directed at me.
I see it at 9 too. You were a BRB, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I'm walking through the hallways with Bella, but anyway, I can still respond.
Yeah, so I was asking Warren reached for the doorknob, and besides yelling, were you doing anything?
I'm just laying on the floor like the doorstop.
Got it.
Like to not. I am. I have tackled Chauvin to the floor in front of the door to keep them from opening it.
Yeah.
I don't know why courageous Dean Beckett here thinks it's a good idea.
There
I'm going to.
there is
I'm just
probably
gonna
about
look at them
15.
menacingly and be like, no, and point at Chauvin and point at him. So you'll be next.
And there is probably about 15.
I'm gonna back up Mame and say no. I think opening the door is a bad idea.
There's probably about.
Only if Claw goes through first. We can go through if Claw goes through. This is Claw's domain. Last time I was here, I almost died from water. I don't know what's out there. I don't know what Claw has control of. We are going with Claw's blessing, or we're not going at all. Fight me.
Probably about 15 degrees of that you could move the door open, though. In the space between Mame's hip and where she's tackled Chauvin.
I look
they have
over-
tackled Chauvin.
I look over to seafood, and I ask, "Can I open this door as I'm already opening the door?"
And he says, "You probably wouldn't want to do that,
Seafood.
Alfred. Well,
Ultimate
you
Zoidberg there. Proud of you, Josh.
understand already this nuisance, but Alfred translates for everyone else that he says you probably won't want to do that because his friend, more or less acquaintance, was coming to deliver a package for him soon. And she's
Lady friend? Delivering a package?
rather
Ooh.
she's rather unfriendly to guests in this portion of hell.
Nuisance pokes at the book again, harder to get Claw to pay attention to that, not the stupid door thing.
And Alfred
I'm gonna hold up
specifically
the
mauls
book more emphatically towards Claw.
We're all gonna die.
and Alfred says loudly, and I think I realize he's talking about a Medusa. He'd been telling me about that sort of lady friend he'd had from before, now that I'm recalling.
Oh.
Are you... You
Just go
said
look
you'd
at Claw and
already
be like, who are you?
started opening the door a crack, Warren, you said?
Yep.
Roll a Constitution save.
Am I not able to roll into the door and slam it shut?
You could. You're on top of Chauvin at this particular instant, so in the orientation of it, I was assuming your shoulders were down low, which are the wider portion of you in your athletic build, and the door still had probably about 15 degrees to move unless you shifted your hips up against it, which you could do as Warren's opening it, I guess, at this particular instance. But
Yes, I'm gonna use my booty of steel and counteract whatever Chauvin is doing. Not Chauvin, Warren. Dean Beckett, whatever the fuck you're doing.
Dean
Whatever
Beckett,
your goddamn name is.
Dean Beckett, you see outside of the door the aforementioned Medusa at the exact time that it is being described to you, and you confirm that as shock wells through you, and a numbing, cramping sensation starts to well over you and dissipate as the door gets slammed in front of you. But you're not incapacitated right now.
"Oh, your package is here."
And he looks over at you, Nuisance, before skittering off on his four legs to, are you coming along for the ride? Kind of glance.
Nuisance just doesn't care about the door, and I don't think has noticed anybody being petrified. So it's just gonna fly off the claw and go up to the bookshelf and start doing it again.
And Claw skitters up to Mame and Chauvin's dog pile here. Are you getting off of Chauvin there, Mame? So they can pass?
Is Chauvin gonna agree to not open the door unless Claw says it's okay?
I was already... Yeah, I'm on board.
Okay. Then yeah, Mama is gonna allow Chauvin to get up and move out of the way of Claw.
backs off all the way to the wall, brushing himself off. And you stand up, and he starts to skitter towards your way, Warren, because that's the side the door handle's on. Assuming you're stepping out of the way too.
Yep.
And he grabs the door ever so slightly with one claw and peers outside of it with just his feelers. And you hear a bit of an exchange in the same language, nuisance. You understand them exchanging costs and kind of bickering a little bit about that before Claw closes the door, and with a parcel in their tentacles walks back to, or skitters back to their desk on all fours with the claws swaying. Start ripping it apart.
I want to show the book that I'm holding with open to that back page to Bob, and I'm going to cast Speak with Animals, and I'm going to ask him if he knows what this is and if he has ever heard of the name of the city. Can you please say it again?
Xiaofan.
Xiaofan.
Thank you. Xiaofan. I need to write it.
I mean, that's how I pronounce it in my head. I don't know if it's accurate.
Whenever I'm looking at it, that's how I said it the first time too. But then whenever I'm looking at it quickly as a reference, my brain immediately goes back to English and or tries to go into German, which doesn't help anyone.
So I instinctively, based on how you pronounce it, I instinctively spelled it with an O.
Xiao.
Xiao. Xiao.
Xiaofan.
Rather than Xia.
That makes sense. Yeah, because that's how I did say it.
So maybe the IAO will help. It's not exact. Doesn't show up in a lot of English or German words.
Yeah. Bob. The city at the end of the world, in the bottom of the sea. He says to you in snake speech.
The end of the world at the bottom of the sea. Atlantis. Have you been to this place?
I've heard stories. I've tasted their cocktails. I vaguely remember being there, but it might have been a very drunken dream. I'm not sure.
Sounds like a good place then. Do you understand what this poem or saying is on this back page?
It refers to how the creators of this particular city were sent to disgrace from the gods that are currently in power, I believe, as they are some of the primordials of this world, the original land seekers, land inhabitants, if you will, that had ruled before those who rule currently.
Oh.
Mm.
So they're banished here, so they're living at this city now?
I wouldn't say banished, more like exiled. So the gods that came before just kind of took everything else and left them this, and that's it.
So Mame obviously can't understand this, and I'm assuming nobody else can understand the snake speech, right?
Correct.
It's just Ash and Bob.
Yep.
Okay.
Just
okay.
Yeah, no,
Mame,
just parcel mouthing away over there.
Yeah, Mama's gonna walk over because I can tell there's a very significant exchange. There's a lot going on between Ash and Bob right now, right? I'm assuming it's about this book since Ash is holding it. And I'm gonna be like, hey Ash, if you have important stuff, maybe we should try to use this to leverage Nuisance to like play nice or talk to us or do something besides destroy books and piss off our creatures we're trying to work with. Like, I don't know what Bob told you, but if you think it's interesting, I feel like we should use this to our advantage.
I love that. I love that
I'm gonna
statement.
walk back.
we gotta tame this bird.
I love this so much.
I'm gonna relay out loud to Mame what I've learned from Bob, that this is a city at the end of the world, at the bottom of the ocean, with the inhabitant of, how would we label these? Like old world gods, first world gods?
Primordials.
Primordials? Okay. Inhabited by primordials.
Be aware
Makes
that I'm
sense, you
taking notes based off of what you say, not off of what Bob said, because my character didn't understand it. So I'm only writing down what you said.
I was
Okay.
thinking, since you said this out loud, that Nuisance heard all of it. So any advantage we have in using this
Nuisance
information.
immediately, literally dropped a book and it lands on its spine in the worst way, and flutters over.
Well,
So-
in my mind, in Ash's mind, she assumed that Nuisance knew what this was, and that's why he was so excited about this book. So I just said it out loud. I want to
And-
ask
and-
Nuisance.
Nuisance responded with visible excitement and is perched on Mame's shoulder, head, if Mame will allow. Peering and
Mame's
listening
cool.
really hard.
I'm looking at Nuisance. I'm gonna ask: are you trying to get to this place that's in this book?
How does Nuisance respond?
Yeah, because I was gonna say, because you have speak with animals, right? So I don't know what languages Nuisance. I
Yeah,
don't know if
I'm
that
trying to keep it
falls.
simple, short, yes or no answers.
Yeah. I'm just trying to imagine how Nuisance responds.
Okay.
Nuisance responds with does verbalize, but as an owl. So it's a very pinched, strained, high pitched hoot, like a huh.
But currently, because I have speak with animals still running, I would understand this sound.
No, Nuisance isn't using words.
Oh, okay.
Not even
okay.
it's that Nuisance doesn't like to do that. It's just a sound response, and you'll probably see the shoulder feathers will ruffle up as if it's agitated.
Okay.
Claw grabs the book out of the air before it hits the ground.
So after seeing that reaction from Nuisance, I'm gonna walk over to Claw, and I'm gonna ask him, or attempt to ask him, as politely as I can, do you know what this city is? And is there a way to get to it?
And Nuisance, you already understand, but Alfred translates for everyone else. I'm getting really tired of translating for you, Claw. You're gonna need to get somebody else here soon. He says that it's not a place that people like to go. It's a little seedy there. If trying to think of what. I wasn't very well traveled. Well traveled above, so some of my dialect for common is perhaps a little off. Anyhow, so it's not a great place. I digress. And
We are a seedy bunch.
he's essentially saying that it's nowhere near here. First off, and you hear Claw continuing going on. I know. Just give me a second. I'll get there. And it's
when he says nowhere near here, you probably feel an involuntary squeeze on your head of Nuisance's talons, just as Nuisance is frustrated. It's like clenching your hands, but for an owl. Not trying to hurt you, just but probably uncomfortable. They are sharp.
Understood.
And it's apparently the only seat of power left for the Aboleth. I'm not sure what that word means exactly. I'm not well studied in them, but he's getting aggressive with it at that tone and such too now. And he's basically saying he will never go that way ever. No cost or anything would get him to go back to them. Oh, he's saying they were his original masters. That's why he's not a big fan. Okay, now I get it.
I mean, do you have any friends that know the way? It doesn't have to be you.
He says he's one of the only ones of his original nest mates that made it out. And the rest of which are what? Oh, brain controlled by the got it.
Oh. Lovely.
I do want to reiterate, I'm like, not asking you to take us there, just asking if you knew the way and could
Can you
point
draw a
us in that
map?
direction. Yeah, a map,
I
point
like
us in that
maps.
direction.
Is this saying, yeah, okay, hold on a second, Claw. He's saying that, basically, that he's tried to delete as much of their history as possible that he can find, just because of his relationship, as it were, with them. He wants them to fade away as much as possible, too. So
once again, the flexing of the claws on your head.
When he ran away from them, in particular, his only want was to get away. So it is rather hard for him to exactly direct you. Other than that, he knows he came from the east, far, far east, and had traveled.
East. Okay, so
very many
leagues.
Huh.
Okay, so, and this place is underwater. Okay, so two things, Alfred. First off, what is your favorite thing to eat?
Huh?
And second off, I had a second question. God damn it. First off, what's your favorite thing to eat?
Acorn pancakes.
Acorn pancakes. So, Mame's gonna pull out the magic chef box.
Okay.
I want to add just as a little narrative detail. Again, not trying to do damage to Mame, but Nuisance is wearing talon blades and has flexed twice, so it's probably nicked your forehead and head wounds
I was
bleed.
gonna say, so
Do you want to roll?
okay, the talon things might make a difference. I would say in general, it probably feels good, right? I have very, very thick,
that makes sense.
skin.
Yeah.
And so I don't so if the talon blades are cutting, that's probably different. But I'll say otherwise, it's probably more of a massage.
I would
A very rough
Don't
massage, but,
I would say roll half damage in this particular case because of the
that's
the
fine.
stone skin.
This might be one of those like hardcore massages, right, where it hurts.
Yes,
afterwards
they're
you're
so
like-
good.
Yeah. So what for damage? What do you want me to roll?
I'm rolling.
Nuisances, yeah.
Okay.
It's 1d4 divided by 2.
Yep.
And sadly, I rolled 4, so take 2 damage.
Okay, so 2. That's fine. So I'm gonna pull out the chef box
Mm-hmm.
and ask the chef to make acorn pancakes to give to Alfred to compensate them for their wonderful translating service they've been doing for us.
You open the box and it is you're like, hey, and it is nighttime. It looks like out the window, the only window you can see through in the kitchen currently. But there are previously asked for, it looks like, prepared and still warm on the stove somehow. Very tiny. I forget what you'd asked for, but you'd asked for something.
Acorn pancakes.
No.
Oh, wait, the little chef?
Yeah.
Doesn't he ask for payment of some kind?
This was
No,
from
I
before
gave him
you gave him
things.
bushels of basil. Okay. I thought you'd asked for something during that point too. I'm looking at the notes now.
Flamingos. I forget. Okay, but he's sleeping basically. Okay, so
Mhm.
I'm gonna look at Alfred. Okay, so I'm gonna look to Alfred, unless there's food prepared, and be like, okay, Alfred, so I will, if you would like, I really appreciate you translating for us, and I want to let you know we appreciate it. I'm gonna try to get you some acorn pancakes, but the chef is sleeping right now, so if you can wait until he wakes up, I will get you acorn pancakes or whatever you're hungry for right now. We'll get you some of the most delicious of whatever that is that you can imagine. Is that okay?
I mean, yeah, that sounds like a reasonable deal to me. It's been shit eaten here.
All right. And the last, so I remember my second thing. My second question is, so I'm gonna need your assistance translating just a little bit longer. So what if we told Claw that when we go to this place, we'll kill all of these people that he hates?
Well,
Would that inspire Claw to maybe remember how to tell us to get there a little bit better?
Would
Since he
could
wants
we
to
give him
eliminate them all?
anything that might appease him to give us some directions?
I mean, killing the people that he wants dead, I feel like should be
Yeah,
motivation.
that should be good payment
Yeah,
right
if
there.
if he tells us how to get there, we'll, destroy the things that he hates.
after a quick back and forth of the language, Alfred is about to translate to you, or a little quick from Alfred, and then an immediate vigorous head shaking, and the claws on either side of Claw's head are just shaking wildly in a very evident no. There was nothing. And he says a few words, and Alfred portrays as much. Yeah, he pretty much hates them, to the point of never wanting to be anywhere near them. And he goes on a little bit farther, and Alfred says, that makes... Yeah, okay. He's saying that there is a proximity to his mind control that is part of the problem. So if he gets anywhere near them, they could potentially hack back into him.
That's cool. Claw doesn't have to come. He just has to tell us where to go.
During this conversation, actually, I think that Nuisance is going to... This can't be subtle, sadly. But is going to, clumsily maneuver on top of Mama's head. It's probably really awkward and distracting. The crystal key to, flip up with the head of the key in front of its eye. It's going to stick its eye in the hole at the head of the key, which frames the eye, the inner part of the eye, quite nicely, and begin hooting. But it's that strange hoot that people know is a magical hoot, where it layers on top of itself, and it seems to be coming from multiple and a different number of directions somehow. And all of the eyes are starting to dart around again. It's casting Detect Thoughts on Claw.
Oh, okay.
It wants to see if it can pull the location out of Claw's mind.
Do you have the verbiage for that again somewhere close by?
For the duration, you can read the thoughts of certain creatures. When you cast the spell and as your action on each turn until the spell ends, you can focus your mind on any one creature that you can see within 30 feet of you. If the creature you chose has an intelligence of 3 or lower or doesn't speak any language, the creature is unaffected. You initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature, what is most on its mind in that moment. As an action, you can either shift your attention to another creature's thoughts or attempt to probe deeper into the same creature's mind. If you probe deeper, the target must make a wisdom saving throw, which, if it's not in the surface thoughts, I'm going to be trying that in 6 seconds.
The first things you're getting from this, then, are images of this spherical... Wait, maybe not so spherical? It's an odd shape, but it seems to be lording over this entire city, and there is a center of such that is just throbbing with life, and then there's ocean surrounding all of this, a deep, dark ocean that you can barely see through with your sight, but you can see a light far, 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 far away from you and up, and you have a sense of longing towards that light and a hatred towards this darkness, and even though it is a throbbing life at the bottom of this ocean of sorts that you can feel yourself in, and you can tell too that you are basically in an unknown place to Nusant's knowledge. It is unfamiliar.
Okay, so in 6 seconds I'll get the chance to probe deeper, and it will be a wisdom saving throw. But I don't know if Mame stops talking while I do that. So I'll be quiet until you tell me that it's the second round.
Oh, I was assuming that was happening as you'd said while Mame was talking, and the Chal kind of gets a little twinge of irritation, but doesn't seem to say anything. It seems to be mainly at the place that it's been talking about too. It puts the book back on the shelf and goes back over to starts to walk back over to its package after looking to see if anybody else is talking at it.
Oh, okay. So then I guess it'll be the second attempt now. So wisdom saving throw on its part. Spell save DC is 13.
It did not. And
if it fails, sorry.
Instantly get a sensation of beyond the farther east that it had mentioned, that it is near some understandings that you've heard of tale, at least on Tareth, a civilization known as the Yapanish far off into the east.
Do I get directions?
I do not have a map for this, so...
I'm not asking if I, as the player, get directions. I'm asking if Nusance gets directions.
It is so far east, you cannot perceive the understanding of it. If you head east, you know that you will hit this to that level of scale of far.
Okay. So nothing specific, because it's just go east.
Yeah. And you'll run into more people you're aware of that will be able to direct you better.
Okay.
And at that too, there's a chuff and a hiss from the Chal in the.
Who knows that I've been probing?
In the bird's direction, and just both clicking, and then it starts talking again, and it says through Alfred after a long pause. Well, he's normally not that violent, but says if that bird comes near his books again, he's gonna chop it in half with its claws. And it goes back to its package.
What is that?
You're looking at the package, Ash. It seems to be a barrel, and you kind of sniffed it as its fumes are wafting up, and you're telling it's a form of book repair glue in a barrel, a metal container inside of a crate that had started to tip over when the Chul had gone over to the books as well, and he starts kind of trying to scoop it up awkwardly with his claws.
What a logical excuse for huffing medium.
Mm-hmm.
That's book repair glue.
I'm repairing the books in my head.
I'm actually gonna start flipping through the book. The
one in your hands, yes.
The show fun book.
Yeah.
And I'm going to. I kind of want to be like a little bit away from Claw here, so he's not like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I'm gonna whisper into my Torg to talk to Manny.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna ask him, be like, "Hey, do you know this city, Shofan?"
Smart.
Oh, I remember them. Those aboleth were so easy to manipulate.
Would there be any good reason to visit this city?
I can't think of any. I mean, not right now, for your sakes at least. It's like you might die before you get there. I mean, well, you're in hell. You're probably gonna die anyways. Do what you want.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, Manny.
Hey, I'm still here, aren't I? I did disappear for a bit. I have. He takes a breath and he's like, "You did interrupt me in the middle of a drink here. I'm a little bit loose of lip. Excuse me. I have every confidence that you will make it to me and be the ones to set me free from this terrible prison. How's that?"
Oh.
Oh!
Oh, wait.
Oh! Hold on 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
You're in a prison.
Oh, yeah.
That's new.
You're in a prison and you need set free. Quick question. Where's the prison?
You're on it? In it? Nah, all
Hell?
of that's meaningless. Well,
Wait, so the planet is your prison?
correct.
So how would one free you from the prison? Does that require...
Generally, you go through a lot of testing and the labyrinth before you make it into hell, which you're still making it through. Congratulations. And once you get to the center of that, though, you, which is the center of Tarth, by the by, you can find me, and would have cleared a path, presumably, to my escape.
Oh.
Bruh.
Otherwise, you can
escape-
just go above somehow, eventually, and, die there, too, and be my champion. But, if you had me on your side, above as well.
Thought we did have you on our side.
Yeah,
I mean, you do, but my powers are limited by the prison which I'm in.
us freeing you would let you be able to make us gods, which is what you promised.
Oh, if you guys are half you're not halfway to me, but you're halfway to being gods. It doesn't take that much to be a god.
Yeah, it just takes a bunch of people who are dumb enough to believe a story.
Just get them to believe in you.
The key is believing in yourself.
So we need to
Which
get
is why we're probably
to
fine.
the center of hell, to the center of Tarth itself. Would you happen to be friends with Loki?
Oh, that shithead? Yeah, me and him go way back. Good drinking buddy.
Oh, he's locked up too now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna free him here since we're like right next to him,
Ooh.
and then we'll be on our way to you.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be one seal gone from my prison.
One seal gone from prison. Would you happen to know how many seals your prison has?
Fuck. What did Hal say? I think he said it was 13. I think he said it was 13. Well, no, wait, I'm 13, so there's 12. The last
There's one involved kissing a rose.
What? Licking a rose?
Kissing.
Oh,
Seal.
I don't.
Or
I mean, if that's what you're,
Okay.
if that's what you kids are calling it these days, maybe.
Yes, kissing the rose.
So there's a total of 12 seals to break to free you from your prison. Do you know what the other 11 are, if Loki is one of them?
Well, I kind of think you. Let me think back over here a little bit. Oh boy, this is so long ago now. So many drinks.
What are you drinking? I know this is nosy, but if you're in a prison, what are they letting you drink?
Yeah, my urine's alcoholic. Anyways,
Are you
My urine is alcoholic. I want that on a shirt. Dear audience, please make that a shirt that says my urine is alcoholic and give me one for free. Thank you.
so I think you may have gotten through one of those. You were supposed to open a door in limbo. That would have been the first seal, I think.
On the moonwalking door.
You may have altered the path, though. I think I won't know until you guys have made it here how the flow of energy is gone. But generally, if you can make it to me, I'll be surprised. No one has. It's been millions of years, but Satan did get close. Damn fucking close. Yeah. So you may have already opened a few of them. I think you're on the 3rd level of hell, somebody told me. Yeah, so that's already 3.
Okay.
It's already 3, guys.
Already 3. We
Look
did
it
it
up.
unknowingly. We're that fucking good.
going upwards?
Alright, so then that would make setting Loki free 4. So I am I'm gonna thank Manny for the information. I'm gonna close the book and kind of like hold it up and like signal to Nuisance that I'm putting it in my bag, but just carrying it for him. I'm just gonna say that out loud. I'm gonna carry your book for you, Nuisance. I got it.
Them. Carrying it for
What
them.
did you say out loud? Because I remember I'm not taking notes on stuff that I can't hear. So,
So I was trying to have a silent conversation with Manny about the city show fun. And
yeah, I thought you said you relayed something out loud. That's what I was asking.
oh, the thing I relayed out loud is that I am gonna carry your book for you.
It's just that. Okay. Yeah, Nuisance just kind of like nods, basically.
Yeah, I'm just gonna slip it into my backpack. I'm gonna
I mean,
readjust.
we'll probably flutter over and be on your head rather than Mame's.
That's fine. I've got a snake around my neck. I can have an owl on my head.
Just be careful. The claws are sharp. Talons. The feet.
And walking
the
zoo
feet
over here.
hurt.
The feet. My hearing is alcoholic and the feet hurt.
Having a wonderful time. But I am gonna say out loud, I'm like, well, guys, I love this activity that we're doing here, but I think we need to continue on our adventures and go set Loki free if we are able to. And then just start marching towards the door.
Wait, the door? Guys. Well, okay, maybe the door's okay now. We should ask Claw first before we go out the door.
Oh yeah, I do feel like we should probably like leave him a parting gift for his information.
We're not in combat, right?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. I don't know my
Y'all are
initiative.
such nice people.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should at least ask Claw what he knows about the immediate area outside of this room.
Is there any bars?
That's important information. We should ask this. We should also see if he can, if there's anything he can tell us.
Alfred responds before even translating. Yeah, there's not going to be any food in this level of hell. It's the level of gluttony.
Oh.
Wait,
Wait,
can
doesn't that mean there should be extra food?
No, negative. It's punishing people who are gluttonous at this level.
Oh, well that's so how did Claw get here? Anyway, I'm gonna check the mini chef again.
I'm actually gonna walk over to Claw, and I'm just gonna pull a single amethyst out of my backpack and just lay it on the desk for him.
He didn't get help any kids get any toys out of the machine.
He did not.
Ordered them all to himself. That's why he's here.
That you're mixing it up with his cousin, the Claw.
Wow, to be in a family and not even be the Claw, just a Claw.
Just a Claw.
Which one's the albino one? You know, White Claw.
Which one's trying to kill Inspector Gadget? There's a
It's a
reference.
big family here.
It looks over.
I don't know how the.
It looks
Oh,
over
sorry, go
at
ahead.
the amethyst though, and just starts feeling it with his tentacles, and picks it up, pulls a drawer open with another tentacle, and slides it in and closes it, and nods to you.
I'm gonna give him a nod back and then march back over to the door. I'm gonna ask Bob to check under the door to see if it's safe to head out.
And
Because if Bob loses his body, he's got another one in my pocket.
while you're doing
Touche.
that, Alfred had relayed the message to Claw, and he'd responded with, outside of this, you should find a statue now. And he said the Medusa should be gone, off on their rounds, but there are still other things to be wary of. I mean, we are in hell. You have run into some of those challenges, I'm sure.
We have.
I definitely want to check the tiny chef again to see, because I don't know how time passes in that
right.
little box.
You look in there, it is looking like early morning because you can hear miniature birds chirping in the background when you open the lid this time. And you
Perfect.
see the tiny chef walking in. People. Oh, okay. Well, good morning.
Good morning, tiny chef. I'm gonna look up at Alfred and be like, "Did you still want acorn pancakes, or do you want something else there, Alfred?"
No, I mean, as long as